magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless.
I'm here.
What is up, everyone? It's your main man, Frank Castle, your sorcerer supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on Fearless. I'm joined by my etherical translator and co-host, Paula Milo.
Hey, everyone. Just feeding cats last minute.
Hopefully everybody's doing good.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to, hopefully it sounds good. I've been having equipment issues like crazy. However, not stopping me this evening.
No.
I want to say thank you to everyone and send you positive vibes to everyone and healing vibes to anyone who's, getting sick or feels like they're down in the dumps or they feel like something's ruining their life right now and it's not right or whatever. I send you love. I've been going through. What's up, Fearless family? We got to see there's no rush.
No, there's no rush. Tonight it was good. Tonight we spaced it out. We spaced it out good tonight. It's always 4 minutes before the show with these cats. It's always crazy.
Something interesting is happening, but before we start, don't forget I had to close down the website while this is going on. I can't get deliveries and stuff happening, so I just closed it down. Will it be back up? Yeah, sure, eventually. Whenever. I don't know. We're
not worrying about it now.
I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. Saying I don't care is probably the wrong way to say it.
I touched my face 3 times on air today. I haven't touched my face at all, but Ellen, I'm sorry. I have to. I have itchies now.
Come by the Fearless Family Group.
Yeah.
On Facebook. Join us. I tried to do meditations the other day. They will not let me connect with StreamYard right now.
Oh yeah, to Facebook. It's weird, right?
Yeah, just won't do it.
Let me see your face. You look handsome.
Oh, thanks.
You were all crazed before.
I am crazed.
Every night before the show, there could be 30 minutes to spare. There could be 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. There's always some kind of electrical problem.
Give me that thing.
What? This?
Yeah. Give me that. Give it to me. There's always something going on here. I was up at 7 o'clock.
I almost set the cable on fire.
And it gets out of hand. I had I think it was like an hour and a half, and I couldn't not get things done up until the very last second.
No, that's weird.
But thank you for joining us. Come on, wait, let me see what we got going on here.
Yeah, say hello to everyone.
Come over to the Fearless Family Group.
Who's here?
Oh wait, let me. Everyone's here tonight. If you want to see.
Yes, I know, Ellen. No face touches. I miss you so much, Ellen. I wish you were here.
Shout outs to Andrew Sly. Sly Shaman. He's up in the group right now.
Andrew, I made I made a stew the other night, a beef stew, just a simple stew for me and Frank. And Andrew and I were messaging back and forth. And he said, "Are you making dumplings?" And I was like, "Oh, I haven't thought about that," because of the last time he asked me that question, I think it was 2 years ago, and I cheated the dumplings, and I cheated them this time too. But it was one of the best ideas because it came out amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I have to tell you, this quarantine has been wonderful with me and Frank. We've we've had the best time. We really have.
Yeah, I've been having a good time. Shout out Taz, April, Wendy, Ellen,
That's what's up now.
Lexi.
The Fearless group, the
KG, the Paranormal Portals, Ellen, Robert in the higher frequency. Lisa, really. What's up, Nick? What's up, JC? All right. We got a lot going on tonight. Soul Ascension and Healing Meditation is in the house. I have your crystal right next to me.
Where's your notepad?
I don't need it.
You don't need it?
I don't have anything for tonight.
Oh, we're just gonna.
What's up, Nathan?
Okay.
All right. And I said hellos. I took it slow. Okay. Right? I slowed the process. Get me back on screen. Come over to the Fearless family group.
Yeah.
We're restarting up the meditations. Robert's been holding it down. There's been a lot of talks. Appreciate every single one of you that gets out there and does a little something, because there's a lot of people that have been off, really. So answer the question, though. When you click join the group, you got to answer the question.
Unless you answer the question.
There's a lot of people that just see Fearless family. They just want to join. They never participate. Don't come over if you're not willing to participate.
Right.
We don't want you. Just kidding. We love you all. Come and join us. Hang out. So, what have you been doing during this time? I know what I've been doing. What was more of for them?
No, I know. I'm just. I know you know what I've been doing too.
Stop talking. Oh, check this out. Wendy Curry. I have considered that we had this when I was sick a while back. We talked about this the other night. I went live accidentally on my page because the Fearless Family, the group page, I don't know what Facebook is doing, but it wouldn't let me go there. And I started pressing buttons and I just went live on my personal page and had every family member in the world now hitting me up, seeing everything.
We have thought about this because a couple of people have brought this to our attention, because we did get sick in the end of October or the middle of October. It was October anyway.
It was a month and a half,
and
it was all respiratory.
I think I only got the flu twice. I think once when I was a kid, and then once when I was in my 20s, I got the flu. My whole life. And it never hit me like the way it hit me when we got sick. So I don't know.
I've never been
really
sick like that. I literally thought I was dying. I came running outside. I said to Paula, "We have to go right now to the doctor." I'm like, right now, we have to just leave.
To the urgent care, because my doctor couldn't see us till the next week because his office was full. I remember I called the day before, and the reception, she was like, "Paula, it is a packed house. You have to wait till next week." And I even joked. I even said, I don't know if I'm going to make it till next week. And then the next morning, you said we have to go to urgent care, and we didn't even go to the one by us. We had to go to the one by your mother because they were the only one accepting people at that time, and we couldn't wait.
Yeah. And
that was terrible.
We were in there. It was the worst experience of my life, not going there, but actually moving my body,
physically getting there, and then having to go.
I thought I was
get the medication
die.
at CVS. Oh yeah, we thought we were going to die.
I was in the doctor's office losing it, whatever, the guy's office, and he was like,
"Yeah,
where did you get this?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Homeless people in the Middle East get this. Were you in the Middle East?" And I'm like, "My dude, I live 12 houses away, right there. No, I haven't been to the Middle East, and I haven't been hugging and handshaking.
Or on a plane. Or on a plane in years.
Weird stuff, right? So it lasted a long time, and it's all the symptoms they're talking about now. There's still, like I use the asthma pump all the time now, and what's the other thing called?
Nebulizer.
A nebulizer all the time.
Yeah.
Right, because of this, right? But then it faded away.
but it took a long time.
What are we
to,
in? I'm still.
No, it took like 4 months to get the cough.
I
to
wake
go.
up every day
Yeah.
dry, but needing an asthma thing, right? Whereas this prior to getting sick, I didn't
Right.
at all. Even in this house where I complain,
Yeah.
oh,
No,
it's
I
too
know,
hot.
I
I have.
It's too cold. Yeah.
I went nuts and put thermometers in every room. Look, it almost looks like you're taller than me.
The chair is.
I love it.
The chair is all the way.
Equals.
Yeah, that's what makes me equal. Yeah. Okay.
I could look into your eye. All right, so yeah, it was pretty nasty. And you want to know something?
What do you want?
They can't hear you unless you're talking to that
I don't
mic.
want to smoke on there.
Oh, no, I understand. So my grandfather only has 30%.
37%.
30. He's in the 30s.
Lung
Capacity and heart. Right. So he was also sick. Remember, we all got sick.
He got sick right as Viola.
My mother got sick.
When Viola passed, he got sick. He couldn't come to the wake because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sick for 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And then had a relapse and went back in the hospital.
Yep.
And needed a broad spectrum antibiotic.
And needed to be on more breathing things than you
Yeah,
guys
that's right.
even
That's
have a
right.
clue that they do to people unless you're going through this yourself. It's weird. Very weird. And okay, so how do I preface this?
I don't know. So maybe we were. Maybe it was. Maybe we were exposed. I'm sorry. I'm comfortable tonight. Maybe we were. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not questioning. I'm not doubting it. It could have been. I've never gotten the flu like that before, and even the doctor seemed to question.
That was really not flu. He said not really anybody gets this. Like this is a very tiny percentage.
Yeah, and it was funny too, and it was almost like if we would have been smarter. Now we'll know next time. We would have said. Can we see the test or? Can we see how the test came up? Because I bet you something odd came up in the test.
I bet you if we look now, it says on there Corona. If they go back and check, I bet you. So they've been doing that in the hospital. So the lady at the hospital is checking things at night, getting the test results. Next morning, if someone dies,
right, they have to update
They just write Corona.
That's not actually fair though, or accurate.
No, I know. They're just putting it in the statistic. Oh, this person died. Right. You have this. If you die from a heart attack while having this flu-like Corona thing, you died of Corona. Anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that. But
it is a very all right. So now here's the interesting part, I guess, out of this whole thing. What? So
what?
Ayahuasca. Okay. Greetings to Mother Aya, right?
Uh-huh.
She said, no matter what they do to you. And I'm like, what are they going to do to me? No matter what they do to you, you will only get stronger. Now, this was a few years back, right? Then.
Oh, this is what she told you a few years
back. Okay. And I've talked about this on the show before, right? No matter what they do. Now, I'm thinking what they do. I'm thinking reptilians, right? I'm thinking abductions and
because
I'm not thinking military and
no,
and
you're
politics.
Not thinking government. You're thinking etheric. You're thinking it's going to be.
Yes, I'm thinking etheric.
Oh.
You get it?
I mean,
I'm going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, Roxy's going to be sitting in your chair. And she's going to sound just like you. It'll be so amazing. For I am the master alchemist.
Okay. Roxy's going to be sitting there. Roxy better learn how to make a pot of coffee too then.
However.
Yeah.
We are now immunized from this. Okay. They spray it from the skies. Are you still talking about that? I love you. Get back on the line. They're spraying us with this stuff, right? And then like the true immunity, not quite like the inoculations we get filled with cancer viruses and everything. Like it's like our own system being able to work without having all the other crap in there, right? When was the last time you got a vaccination? Yeah, it's been so long. I don't even know. It was a long time ago. We're going back to the early 90s, right? But I had said to my doctor, stop giving me that stuff. My immune system does not work. I was a young man. I was like, yo, my immune system, I get sick. I'm sick for 3 months.
Yeah.
How is that possible with me looking 230 pounds of solid muscle, jacked out of my face?
Not now. This
you
is
sneeze next to me and I would be sick forever.
For 2 months.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I stopped doing the shots.
Yeah.
against his bullshit, whatever, and I got better.
Yes, I do remember you. I remember having that conversation with
I
you.
got thrown out of my doctor's office for it, and
Yeah,
I
I
tried
remember
just
that
talking
too.
to him.
I remember that too.
He's
I
like,
remember
"You're
you
not the
talking
one
about
with the
that too.
doctor's degree." I said, "No, but I did grow up to become an inspector."
Right, and I learned how to use the internet.
I
Right.
brought my
Right, just
my
look-
laptop in and
yeah,
showed him,
Yeah,
and he threw me out of the office.
yeah, because
I ran his vial,
Yes,
right? The shot
yes.
in the computer. I just typed in the number on there, and it went right to Navarro's website.
Well, it's
I
like
said, "Why don't you explain this shit to me?" And he handed me that small little.
because he couldn't explain it because it's like what happened when you went to the dentist. And remember, you told the dentist, Dr. Wu.
Yes.
No, it's Dr. Wu or Dr. Chang. What's your dentist?
Oh, Dr. Chu.
Dr. Chu.
Yes.
Sorry, Dr. Wu. I think
Yeah.
Dr. Wu is your mother's knee doctor. Anyway, sorry. You went to the doctor and and remember you told the dentist about the fluoride, and she looked it up and she changed.
Oh yeah.
She switched out her product. She wasn't
They
using
don't.
it
No,
anymore.
they don't use fluoride.
They don't use
and
it.
They started using Sonics
Because
which is
they
weird.
said because she said we never go back to school to relearn things. You don't go back to school to learn if anything's good or bad anymore. But you brought it to her attention, and then she looked it up, and then she changed her product.
Yeah, she
because
freaked
of
out.
it.
I
Yeah,
used to
she
come
didn't
into the
know.
office in my uniform, right? And she'd be like, "Whoa." I used to look like a SWAT team guy, and they'd be like, "What are you doing in here?" I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm the blueberry inspector. Don't worry about it." However, I do know how to inspect everything, literally everything, right? So fuck your blueberries. And I'd go in there and sit
There
down.
are no notes tonight, people.
And I would just talk. She'd say, "Hey, what's good to eat? What's not to eat?" And I would explain. I just got out of work. I would tell her what's going on, and she freaked out one day. She was like, "Listen, I looked up a lot of what you said."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Well, did you think I was lying to you? I don't sit in your chair and have you work on these awesome choppers so I could lie to you. I've never lied to you. I never lie to anyone." And she's like, "Dude, this is real." I'm like, "I know."
Right, but she wanted to hear it, and your doctor didn't. Okay, so she wanted to learn.
You know what
she
was
wanted to learn
crazy?
something. He didn't.
When
Okay,
I was
so he
in-
shut it down.
When I was in jail, right?
No,
They made me put
yes,
the stuff in the system, right?
Yes.
No, but when I said that to people, they were telling me, "Oh, you're lying." Why
you
don't put that in?
What about your friend who works
water?
for the DP? He said he made one. He didn't even make a complaint. I'm not even going to say his
He
name.
talked a little shit. Yeah, don't say nothing.
Works for the DP.
The water company
asked one question. One question.
Why are you putting that in the water?
Right. One question. No, because I don't want to. No. One question. He said, "I've never seen sunlight since." He works underground every day. He's never seen sunlight.
He
since.
Carries those giant pipes, right? That you're like, well, that's as big as it gets for a man to carry. After that, you need
you need a machine.
And, you need some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I carry those all day, all night, ever since I talked."
Into the darkness.
It's like 8 years since I talked to him about this.
Right.
Right.
He asked one question. He said he asked one question. But
so when I was in my office here, this will be like a little weirdo review. So when I was in my office, right? So I'm out of my job enough. I can talk about it, right? I had to do a 3-year thing where I wasn't allowed to tell you guys what I did, right? But now I could say whatever the fuck I want. So I was sitting in, and they had these dudes come in from Washington to teach us some stuff out of the new booklet. Right? It was a book,
the handbook.
The handbook.
Yeah.
So chapter something 13 or some shit was
your field training guide.
It was a training guide.
I know.
But in the federal offices, they're kind of ridiculous, right? It's almost like reading
because they keep it generic.
Yeah, it's hyper generic.
Yeah,
right.
Because
they want you to just learn it, know it inside and out.
I know what you're gonna say.
So then I open the book. I'm like going through it. Now I'm a top inspector, right? Like head inspector in the nation. So they're like, come in there, and I'm like, yo, this is my office, right? Now I'm not the boss in there, but I'm the head guy, right? So they're like, who's this guy? So I go, yeah, I got a question. They're like, you're just wait. So I wait. As soon as it starts, I open up the book. I'm like, yo, this chapter says
in the
event of a UFO crash,
landing, not crash.
No, landing or crash.
Okay.
The USDA has to be there on site immediately
in case there are
organics on board, which naturally there are.
Produce,
any kind of food,
meat, anything,
any kind of liquid. So it's the fire department and the USDA. Now, why would that be in the book? So they were like, dude, They didn't
Yeah,
call me dude.
we're
They were
not
like,
discussing
"Listen,
this right now.
you need to calm yourself. You
Right.
need to read the book
Yeah.
and then apply the knowledge from the whatever." I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got another question. Why is in chapter 13, it says in the event of a UFO, whatever, that I have to be there? What is that? And they're like, not you, whoever is local to that situation.
That would be me.
So, oh, well, we're talking about New York.
Yeah.
I'm the top
that
guy
would be
here.
me.
See the girl behind me and the girl next to me? They're also top. So we're going to be doing this? Is there, it doesn't really go many pages. So
There's no readiness handbook with this. Like,
So
what attire to wear?
I came in today thinking you guys were going to show me the updated apple and blueberry handbook, right? 10%, 12%, 1% decay.
Yeah, yellowing on the leaves and no good.
Thank you. Right? And I get UFO.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So they were like, okay, you have to leave.
Yeah. They didn't want him discussed.
I go, there's not enough for you to help to get me out of this office. And my boss came out and was like, blip, get out.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
So they threw me out of the office. So I took 3 of those books, right? And I gave them out when I was in the, all right, so I wasn't in anything. I was in Heist Click. And we were performing at the Liberty Bell. We did this multiple times. And I handed out those books to Mike Narr. God, I can't remember. This is so old. Jordan Page sort, right? Those of you know the musician Jordan Page. The guy from 9/11, Architects and Engineers, the guy that was very vocal about he's an older guy. God, I can't remember, Rich something. Anyway, I gave them all the books. I don't want them. I got mine in the office. All right. I took these guys for you. So they went through and they were like, yo, did you notice the other stuff in here? And I'm like, yeah, what other stuff? He goes, in the back, you're supposed to explain 9/11 to your kids. And I'm like, what? And he's like, there's a coloring book. Yeah, and you color the planes striking the buildings to explain what happened. As you flip the page, there's like a little turbaned guy flying the friggin' airplane into the building. And I'm like, whoa.
See, I guess you didn't read the handbook.
No, I don't read that shit.
I was a top guy. Right? No, but it was probably this big, right? It was like a binder.
It was thick. Yeah. It was like that fat. It was actually textbook size, but it wasn't. It wasn't a hardcover.
Oh, it wasn't a ring binder?
No. We have an office. Actually, we had a lot of those. The whole wall had those.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought they were updating. Those are the. All right, so you open one book. It's apples. So it's everything about apples. Yeah. And then they have every product in the world. Everything. They had, I was telling Paula, they had, what were you watching? And he goes, watch out for the spiders in the plantain box. And I laughed.
Tarantulas, yeah.
The tarantulas in the box, right? Yeah. So I said, yo, the guy that does the banana inspections, his whole office has those giant spiders frozen up on the wall because they get sprayed, which is why I think we don't want to eat the bananas sometimes, because we're like, nah, they're lying. Something in us is like rejecting what's in front of us, and then we're eating the apples after cleaning them. We're like, no, this is good. Yeah. So and the banana, it's never correct. So they soak this stuff in a spray, and then inside to kill the to kill the banana, to do something to the banana, to keep it a certain way.
Banana from the tarantulas?
No, the tarantulas live in the trees in the banana bunch.
Yeah, so when
they're not spraying to kill that. The spray is for the banana, but it kills the insects.
Oh, okay. It's like not an
insect spray.
It's like what they do to the tomatoes when they pick the tomatoes green, and
anything in that tomato box is dead. Yeah. You're dead, right? So people get trapped in that stuff, and the inspectors are on site pressing buttons, getting people out.
They do the same thing with the in the bottling plants with the water. They inject a bottle of water with CO2. If you drink it off the line after they inject it, you'll die. You have to wait, I think, 12 to 24 hours before you can drink it.
See, they don't tell people this shit, right?
Yeah.
So
no, they do it to protect. They do it actually. It's to protect the water. It's to protect the water, or it's to protect the water from the plastic in the bottle or something like that.
To protect you from plastic.
But I forget what it is. Don't quote me, because
I know.
But it if you accidentally drink it, you will die. Like there are big notes all over.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can't drink. It's
big giant sign on the wall. Don't go here if there's a red light flashing. You can get struck by giant objects. You could get stuck in there and get sprayed. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Make sure you double check and triple check. They make it simple. Like, ding, 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 ding. They do that at my job because they have guys from like Idaho coming to like the Bronx to go to Hunts Point. For those of you that don't know what Hunts Point is in the Bronx, I want you to look it up.
It's a.
I want you to look it up and go, oh, that's where the produce market is.
But it's where most of
The
the
biggest
produce
one-
for the East Coast comes in, right?
It's the biggest one.
Right.
There's no bigger. I don't believe anywhere. Well, I've been out now
It's a
years.
It's
a hub.
It's a hub. It's the biggest. It's
train
where all
yard,
the produce comes for
the boats.
Is that true? I'm asking you.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
all the produce comes for the
entire Northeast.
Right.
It comes in
comes in
there
through there.
first and then heads itself out to the
Right.
smaller. It's interesting the way it works. Very interesting.
I wonder what's happening down there with this.
They're all. I
with this
seen my
virus.
guys. I'm friends with a bunch of them. They
is
all
it-
have masks and gloves.
Oh, so business didn't. Oh no, because
Yeah.
they have to get the food out.
Now, mind you, as you walk down the row, right? It's like you walk here and you're like, oh, there's the Russian spot. And you call it the Russian spot. Why? Because it's Russian owned, and everything that you could think of from Russia or anything that Russian people eat or that they like or whatever, you get there. Then you walk next door, there's Chinese, then there's Korean, then there's Italians, then there's Spanish, right? And it just goes all the way down the row. And there's 4 major rows, right? And they're just every 30, 40, 50 feet, there's another store. So you're constantly getting injected with everything from
Wow.
everywhere. Yeah, it's the craziest place. I used to reject things, right? And they'd go, this is perfect. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be the guy to tell you this, even though I said it 17 times to you since I've been here, and I only been here an hour. There are cats, right, that you let run around the store, which is great. I love cats. Cats are great. However, they just had kittens in
Right.
those boxes because you lock them in that freezer
With
or
the food,
the
yeah.
cold,
Yeah.
and they were running across the top of the boxes. So all this is gone.
Right.
You know what my boss would say? Okay, we're rejecting the entire top. Continue the inspection. And I go, what? And they're like, it's not your job to stop cat pee and poop. You just score it on the scorecard.
Right.
And I'm like, what? So we didn't really have the ability to do things because earlier in the 80s, they were taking bribes, the inspectors, and making hundreds of $1,000s, perhaps way more, cash bribes all the time. And the way the system was set up,
Oh, but all inspectors in New York were taking bribe, like the housing
23
inspectors too. There was that whole.
well, there was 23 in my office.
Yeah, it was,
I was the next set,
that's
They hired 3
next
people,
generation.
and then they brought me in and were like, "You're really Bronx." I'm like, "Well, I live 6 miles from
Yeah, but
here."
that's what they needed. Someone.
And they
who,
were like, "Listen, if we catch you doing
yeah.
anything," I said, "You ain't gonna catch me doing nothing
Yeah.
except running the show here." And sure as shit, I ran the show there.
But that's what they needed. Someone who
They would try to scare
who-
people,
yeah,
do
who knew
stupid
the,
shit.
Who knew the neighborhood.
Well, you got to know that cousin Vinny, no matter how cool he is and how many cups of coffee he gives you and how many reach arounds he wants to help you with and how many tickets to the whatever, which you're not allowed to take.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to
yeah,
take this.
Yeah, your
He is
blueberries
not
on past
your
it.
friend.
Right.
None of these guys like you.
You know, and it's funny too because I knew what Frank did, for a living, and we always talked about it. But whenever we went to this, in the beginning, I always went to the supermarket by myself. But then when he started to come with me, and I'm picking out fruit or produce, I was like, wait a minute, Frank, why don't you help me pick out the fruit and veg this way? And he was like, oh yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because
so,
it's like working when you work somewhere and you don't want to like bring work outside of work. And that's the stupidest thing because we're literally picking our produce.
yeah, I could see that if you were a gynecologist, Frank, but
Yeah, I could just walk around and check everyone in the store.
you inspected blueberries. Okay. All right. I could
I'm
see
here
not
to
wanting to
inspect your
take
blueberries.
not wanting to take work home with you.
I think
Okay.
you don't understand what this word blueberry means.
Stupid.
All right, so then so we're working our way up through transitions, right? So now we jump ahead. We get all this foresight into things, and now
Oh, what do we?
I'm
okay.
at Ayahuasca, Frank, again.
Okay,
We're
we're
back.
back. We're back.
We're
Okay.
off the
Okay.
USDA job. Fuck
Okay.
them. All right, so now you know what? I love a lot of the people there. So not quite fuck them, but fuck that system, right? I knew all the head guys in DC.
Mhm.
So when I would see Tom something Vice check, jerk off, whatever his name is, right? Visack, Ballsack. I remember.
Don't do that.
Yo, I would run
Don't
up on
do
him and
that.
go,
Don't do that.
hey, right?
My bad shoulder. He hits me all the time. You see? All the time.
I'm like, when you gonna fix that shit, bro? He's like, don't worry about it. I'm in charge. And nothing ever got fixed. So it was really interesting the way that worked out. So Aya explains to me, right, that this is how it's been the whole time. The water's poisoned, right? They poison everything. They're raining the rain. That's why nobody's outside like raindrops on my tongue. They never promote that stuff anymore, right? It's because it's loaded with nano. It's loaded with viruses, and I'm like, what antennas that are going to biologically grow in you due to the frequencies inside of you to create not the Morgellons, right? Morgellons is what it's called. Not to create the Morgellons, that's your body rejecting it, right? So those people are experiencing those parts. But when we drink Aya during the purge, you throw that shit up, right? So it just rejects from you. And you're like, wait a second, what is that? And most people don't look into their purge. Some people do. I want to know what's coming out of me, right? That's when it gets a little frightening. So you're like, so wait a second. They are putting cancer in the vaccines or growing. It unlocks later in life due to other things. Once again, it's the Joker, right? It's in all the products a little bit. So as you mix them, it starts to occur down the line, but it's in everything. That's why they couldn't figure out what is it in. Well, it's in a little bit here, a little bit here. And as you mix the lipstick with the toothpaste and then the hairspray and then the gel and then you're smoking cigarettes and you're drinking, boom. By the time you're 30, you're growing tumors, et cetera, et cetera. Do you agree with that?
Kind of, yeah. But let's think happy thoughts.
Well, I'm bringing everyone through to the moment.
Oh yeah,
we shine at the end of this. We win.
I know.
So thank you for letting me ruin the whole thing for everyone. It's like I just went to the end of the book and had to read the last page just to satisfy Paul Milo, Etherical Translator.
Okay.
You're like the guy that stands in line, right, when they're releasing the Harry Potter book, but you got it a day early.
I am not.
And then you have a giant sign that says like Dweezildorf dies on page 541, and then all the little girls start crying. Then the dad's got to come out and they're like, what are you saying?
Oh, that's
all right. It's not quite that bad, but it's rough.
That's where we're going to go with this tonight.
No.
Okay.
We do win. Here's the thing. Paul is a creator. I'm a creator. You're a creator.
Jesus, quarantine. Frank and I have been cooking and baking. Thank God for those 100 squats because I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know. We got
to do our squats after the show. I didn't get to do them today. It was a very down day.
Yeah. The energy was very low today.
For sure.
The energy was low and it felt like the oxygen levels. Like, didn't you feel like your oxygen was low? Like,
I was dried out crisp. As you could hear, I'm nasally.
Me too.
No matter what I took the sinus medicine.
Do you know I'm
still nasally.
Yeah, we take our sinus medicine in the morning. So by the time, because it's a 12-hour, by the time we do the show, it kind of wears off. That's why I always sound like I'm dying
before the show.
I know.
You heard me sneezing.
I know. I heard.
I was like, Jesus. Anyway, so
Get out of my head.
Yeah. All right. Don't mistake upgrading, by the way, symptoms for coronavirus. Right? Do not mistake the symptoms. Okay.
No, these are seasonal allergies.
But it gets bad sometimes for people. You know, even my mother had said it. Oh my gosh, my allergies, and I was like, "Are you sick?" No, just outside in the yard, and you go outside in the sunshine.
Oh, I know.
I got color. 2 days in the sun.
Yesterday,
I got a little bit of a tan. No, it was whatchamacallit today. It's overcast and rainy.
Yeah, but no, yesterday we were out.
Yesterday was beautiful. It was the most beautiful day I've seen since a beautiful day last year. Like during the summer when we're hanging out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was
where you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. The sun looks bigger. Did anyone notice that? The sun in the sky looks bigger. It's brighter. It's harder to look at. However, I think April would agree with me on this. I think you would agree with me too. Because you haven't been wearing sunglasses outside.
No, I've been out there without them.
Without them?
Yeah.
I haven't seen you, unless you're driving. I don't see you with them.
Yeah, because
there was a prescription.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I've been trying to keep them off.
No, for sure. But is there a reason? What's the reason?
I want to get.
You want the sun in your eyes,
yeah.
right? It's like you're
I wanna
eating
get
the
it, yeah.
sun. Okay, I was staring with my eyes open like this.
Joseph!
Yeah, Joseph. I was staring right into the sun. It does not hurt my eyes. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, you don't need to do this. You just look at it, right? And then you'll notice when you squint and look at something harder, that's what I find myself doing sometimes. Like, more, please. And it's just lighting me up. And when I look away, there's no what is that echoey thing in your eyes, like the blurred, like when I look into the lamp and I put the light in one day and it went on and it was like 100 water. And when I mean I was blind, all I saw was the birds going. But this doesn't happen to me in the sun. Matter of fact, I stay out into the sun until it falls behind the house, and then you have to walk out to the front of the house.
Yeah, we get later.
I'll sit in the fence line, and I'll just keep riding the fence.
That's what we did. We moved the lawn chairs.
Right.
We moved the lawn chairs up the yard, and because we follow the sun until we lose the afternoon sun. It's funny.
April does know because she was talking about it the other day. All right, look. So they talk about looking at the sun at 2 times of the day, when it comes up in the morning and when it's going down at night. It's at these intense moments, right? Those are when the downloads are really coming in. I don't suggest you go outside and opening your eyes into the sun.
Oh,
don't be a dummy with this. Check it out a little bit at a time.
Tell them what happened to you when you went out the other night and I told you to come back in the house.
Oh yeah, I was gonna work into that. Okay, so yeah, for sure.
I don't want you to forget that, because you don't have any note. Usually, you have a notepad in front of you.
Yeah, you know what? There are more. Whispering it into the microphone will allow them to hear it. So sit back if you're gonna say something like that. I'm taking her 101 to school. KG, no matter what I do, man, Mike's skill is just not available. That button is not on.
I need on
Paula.
I know. You know what it is?
Let me see. There's all these great things that she does.
Do you know what it is? What it really is? I think that I just don't care
about anything.
To be on. No, like no, I don't know how to say this. I don't like the mic. I don't like talking into a mic. I don't like people seeing me. Not that I it's so strange. Like, I really like my anonymity, and I like being left the fuck alone and not being told what to do. And I think I think it's a I don't know. I don't like the mic. I don't like the mic.
As you can see,
I feel like I could scream loud enough.
Resistance on all levels. Is groovy.
It's so funny because
you put the headset on her and the little thing comes out and she's like knocking it away and stuff. She can't keep the headphones on. It hurts my ears. It hurts my head. It's not shaped right. It's not big enough. It's too big. It's not.
Yeah.
Put it in my ear. Go.
Well, there you go. That's Frank explaining.
They call
it
that the excuse train. Shoot. All right. Anyway, so there.
What is wrong with you tonight? You're like a lunatic. Look at this. You see this? This is going to be all night now.
You know, the more I laugh into the camera, the more I look like Dr. Teeth from the Muppets.
From the Muppets. Oh God.
No, get practice in the sun, pulling everything in. It's very important. That's where you're getting your information from. Yes, wash your hands.
KG, I don't judge anyone. Okay, so your judgment of my mic skills, not appreciated. I don't really care. I'm kidding. I love you.
Listen, if you're gonna learn raps, if you're gonna learn mic skills, it's gonna be from the MCs around here.
I'm not an MC.
I will call Robert and get him on the phone right now.
Robert Hawley is an MC. I am not an MC.
Mic.
I am the opposite of that. I am not.
Don't worry about it. Don't let it. Just you gotta lean into the mic a little bit.
I know.
Tell everybody how much you love them.
I do love you all. You know that. You're all my favorites. We talked about that.
Sun gazing, Andrew / Shaman, is so important. The information that you're receiving, it's not just sun. You're not just doing like a photosynthesis.
No,
which is what
it's
you're
the
doing.
downloads you're receiving.
If you see what a sun's ray really is, right? Like We're seeing 4%.
It's weird.
Right. So
yeah.
it's the light that comes from the sun or whatever. If you're seeing it 100%, you're seeing light codes come down. It looks like in the video games where you have to play the instrument, like Rock Band.
Oh, Guitar Hero. Yeah.
Guitar Hero. Like the blue will come down screen and you have to hit it right at the right time at the right note. It looks like that, except you don't have to touch anything. It's just like the color and the light language on those strips or bars that come from the sun as the ray itself. You're getting hit with that, and it's like connections are being made on another level. So that's important for now as well. We sit out in the sun, we get some color, we get the juice we need, the information. All of a sudden we're acting a little differently, we're feeling a little different, right?
Yeah, yesterday was yesterday was a great day. The sun was out, we were out, it was a great day. Today it was raining and overcast, and it was a blah day.
Now there's things going on in the background.
There are. That's why we're talking about this. So did you tell them that we have a golem?
I did not tell them about the golem.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of weird shit happening here. So and I'm just going for it because I don't care.
Oh, do you know what a golem is?
You have to explain to them what a golem is, because the way you explained it to me the other night, I think it's a part of us also, because when I say thank you,
you make it from clay. Technically,
but that's not it. That's not what we have.
It's go ahead.
Because when I say thank you, it says you're thanking yourself. Stop thanking me.
Yeah. I don't thank it. I talk directly to it, and I just go.
No, I know, but I keep saying thank you too because he's out there.
So we have guardians. For those of you that can see, right? Like when I talk and you're like, wow, on the eye, he really sees. I do a lot of that now with nothing, right? Just normal now.
Yeah. All the time now.
I was outside. I might have talked about this on a show once where I walked out and there was an Anubis figure that floated towards the front gate.
Looked like a big Doberman Shepherd. I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back.
And it kind of moved without moving its feet. So it's floating right at you. It's huge. It's way bigger than me. So it's like ceiling height because it has the big ears and stuff. I saw it like moving back and forth up the street, back down. But there's a fence that goes from here to the corner. And there's a neighbor behind me. So I'm the next house in. So the fence outside goes, it's like a quarter of a block long, right? It was patrolling that back and forth. So I went out there and got nervous because when I seen it in between the tree lines moving, I was like when you see something move like that, you freak out. Okay. So that's the first time meeting it, not knowing what it is. Second time meeting it, I walk outside and it was right as this whole thing started. And they said, you have your guardian with you. You know what that is? And it was an Anubis figure. And I'm like, oh, the guy that's been patrolling, that's you? Yeah. You got to bring me in. So I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of not with that. Bring you in here. That's weird because then I let you in my home like a vampire. And they're like, does it look like we're vampires? Use your discernment and stuff. We're all working here. And as I was kind of panning out, I see them block to block to block. And
right.
I'm going, what the hell's going on? So I let him in. Boom, he goes right to the front door and just stands there.
You let him in the front gate.
I let him in the front gate, not the house, right? But I do let him in the front room. So a golem will activate when anything not you or anything not you with nefariousness.
Oh, anything that has plans to harm you.
Yeah.
Can't come.
Will activate that moment. Right. So there's a lot of movies where you have to be true of heart as you're passing through, like you'll be on the sea. And then there'll be a statue of like Neptune and a statue of Zeus. And you got to go through. And if you're not pure of heart, it zaps you and they zap you before you get through or something.
Right.
So the golems will interact with you on that level. So it just showed up and got to the door. And I'm like, wow, this is pretty crazy. So we have a golem. And they're like, you know what a golem is, right? You make them. So it looked like onyx, black onyx, where it has a reflection and and I'm like, oh, so you're not really alive. And it's like, yeah, it's alive. It's got a purpose and a job to do, and that's it. If you want to call that alive, but it's you that puts it together. So it's your magic in that making that happen.
Consciousness,
yeah. So when the magician has them, all right, so they're in medieval suits of armor. When you open someone's front door somewhere, right, they'll have the suit of armor there. That's a golem. Sometimes they'll have other characters, whatever. At your front gate when you walk in, there'll be 2 lions. I mean, you got to walk through them. Those are golems.
Yeah.
True golems with dark magicians. He would have one in his whatever wizard room, and then he would send it at you, and he'd grab you. So he wouldn't go out to capture the girl. He would send the golem to do it, and the golem would come out at night, take the whoever back to his thing, and then hold you there. And you're like, let me go. And it's not alive that way. It's not going to respond to you. It's literally made of that stuff. And then you put your energy in it to bring it to life, and you animate it and send it on its way.
Right.
So that's what a golem is.
Yeah.
We have one right at the front door. Very interesting. So the other night I went outside and I was told, you need to go back in your home. And I saw one at the gate patrolling, and mine was right next to me. And I go, I'm standing on the front little doormat, and they're like, yeah, you need to go in the house. You do know there's a lockdown here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really paying attention to that. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just hanging out. However, what's going on out here, right, that I can't be out here for? There's a perfectly clear sky. Now, the one in the front of the house that was on the block moving back and forth was standing at the gate, and it was stuttering, like, go inside, go inside, go. It was moving back and forth. So I told mine, come out here and protect me. Let's see what happens. And it said, no, I'm protecting her and the inside of the house now. You're out of your mind. You should be back inside the house.
Right.
So I said, what is out here? Right now, they're like, you already know what's out here. And right behind its head, I look out over the parkway. I think I talked about this the other night when I came on air. It looked like an asteroid or a meteor, or I don't know what to call this. Maybe a meteor, right? Yeah. So it's heavy looking, and it's flaming right down the back. So I'm staring at you. It would be off behind you. And I went, whoa. And I saw something come out and went right for it. And he's like, go in the house. Right. We cannot protect you out physically outside.
Stay inside.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I freaked out a little bit. So I backed up, and then I heard like weird chanting. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. It's something I haven't been prepared for in a while, thinking the cabal is getting
something
smashed.
Something else is happening.
Yeah. They were doing rituals against us the other night. Hard. They went for really hard.
And it was the night before they passed the bill, right? The night before that bill got passed, the one for relief for the people.
Is it? Wait. All right. There was so much with that. I don't remember.
They were trying to pass.
No, because remember when the Democrats had it and denied it?
Yeah, but that was the third time they were trying.
Was it that? Yeah. All right. Yeah, because it wasn't. It was a couple days ago. Yeah. It was only like 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm. So he was saying to Frank, "We can't protect you. You have to go back in the house." And I'm like,
so I
this
can't.
Whole lockdown. There's so many layers to it. The timing of it. There's so many layers. So these golems were telling Frank, look, we're trying to protect you. And I believe they came because they just came. They've only been here a few days, not even a full week, I don't think. Right. And I think they came to protect us during this time because of this,
there's
this
more
lockdown, this shutdown.
Okay. So there's like a dark magic
happening
that they could use against you. Okay, so
so we feel very protected because and you know, like Frank's respecting it. Like, okay, I'm gonna go inside. I don't need to fully, and like we've talked about it before. Like you don't need to fully understand something or have to fully know the ins and the outs to know whether or not you're doing the right thing. Like, getting the information, go inside. We can't protect you if you don't go inside. There's more at play than you realize.
Yeah, so the clouds the other night when they were rounding up
that should be enough
storm.
Information for you to say, okay, let me take action and go inside.
It's bigger than me. I understand.
The pictures of UFOs on the internet.
So people
no
have
one,
been
no one's hiding anything anymore. The pictures are more accurate.
they're just coming out and
They're just
saying
coming
hello,
out
and you're
more.
catching them, and they're
Yeah,
letting you
they're
film
hovering
it for
longer.
a minute.
These weird shaped clouds. I think there's something
No,
behind the
there was.
clouds.
I've
but
never
that's
look.
just
I got
me.
chills.
I know. Me
because
too.
That
Me
wow, that
too.
just ran up my neck. Because
Yeah.
when I was out there, I said, "Yo, are you guys?" Because you bug out. You're
Right.
like, man, are you guys up there
Yeah.
rounding up the storm? Because
Yeah.
it was raining 2 feet in front of me and not on me.
Right.
And I was looking straight
Right.
up, so that freaked me out.
Yeah.
And things were coming down, white clouds in the middle of a black thunderstorm,
Right.
and then showing itself to me, and then going into a position, and then the cloud was spinning, and I'm like, wait a second, are you guys taking that giant thunderstorm and rounding it up? Because it just kept happening from all directions, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, there's ships everywhere, and they would just, one of them,
I think they're everywhere. I think they're above.
it was literally obvious, and then it moved over like the house outside. How tall is the house? 30 feet, 40 feet, maybe?
They're behind
maybe?
they're behind the clouds.
This is like double that up.
I think they're
showing itself.
They're
like,
above.
oh, that's really big, man. I got to get out of here.
They're higher than where the planes fly, and I think they're hiding in the clouds. I think they're all there. I know, Roxy, you always agree with me when I'm right. I know. That's what I think, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's all going on at this time, and there's stuff that, like, if we're gonna spray you with this stuff directly,
right?
Do you really want to be out here?
Right.
Like, I can't watch over you that way, right? So, but what are you doing now when you're home? Are you in your house like, meh? Because then you're not really getting your protection. If you're all nervous and crazy, and you're sitting in front of the TV watching Fox, going, cover your face, wash your hands, you should be doing that. Just do it anyway, right? But if you notice now, celebrities have been getting sick, right? A lot of celebrities are coming out with it like, hey, look at me, I got it. Like it's all fancy and fashionable or some shit. They're going to try to pull the card where, oh, well, we got inoculations. I wouldn't take anything that, here's the inoculation, sunlight, right? I can't talk about those of you that have it, but those of you that don't, do not put that stuff in your body. Don't, right? Unless it's like high dosage vitamin C mixed with nothing else, right? Because that might be the final last step for them, right? We're at the end, the precipice of a new beginning, but they always say like you're the person that you're fighting, or the animal. If you're fighting an animal or something, it's like last, as it goes into the death roll, it's more dangerous, right? It's like it's gonna go down. Like, I'm gonna go for that kill move on you because you just got me. So I'm gonna take you with me. I'll release the virus. I'll release the fake UFO. I'll blow some stuff up. You can't shoot people in a movie theater and blow it up if nobody's at the movies. Period. Right? If everybody's watching the grocery stores, you see there's a video of a guy spitting in the grocery store, and what happened to him? He like turns back and spits on some of the food, and some guy just runs up and punches him out right from behind. Guy didn't see it coming, screaming like a lunatic. Don't see, this is what's going to go on. So we're going to remove you and put you into an observation deck. From there, you should have learned by now that observation means no interaction on it. It means observing it, because you already know what's going on. The deep end of the pool is aware that this is their last strike and anything could happen. Then those of you that were fearless the whole time and then remarkably in fear during this time, I don't understand what that's about. It's like you have no faith in yourself, yet you're delivering it. I don't, it's kind of psychotic, but this is a psychotic place. So it's that stuff like that's going to happen, but you're supposed to look at it and be like, nah, not me. Right? Like, as we take care of our position, the guy upstairs is fine. The lady upstairs from there, she's fine.
Oh yeah, Mary.
Neighbors are okay. That's it. Controlling my position, my area.
Yeah, everyone's.
You want to save the world? Start at home, inside of you, and it will echo out. And that's the inoculation within itself. Are you reading a little bit, catching up on things, getting things done? I made a few phone calls this week, and I didn't really talk because I couldn't stand the conversations.
Right.
I couldn't take it. I was like, wow, this is what's going on. So I opted out of everything.
Yeah.
If I call you and talk about stuff good and you can't stay on the phone with me for 2 minutes, right? And not say a bunch of stuff, I'm not going to call you no more.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to call you because I have tons of stuff to talk about. I've been so busy during this time, yet had plenty of downtime.
Yeah.
But we're so much more busy.
We've been creative too.
And the TV hasn't been on with us like that's not been on.
Going on. Yeah.
We've been dragging each other out. You've been doing all this creative stuff around here.
Yeah, so have you.
I've been writing music like crazy, right?
Same thing. Yeah.
Getting ready to plant.
Yeah, we have seeds started. Nothing happened. Nothing's, we have seeds started.
The ficus tree had some black stuff growing in it or some stuff.
Frank took care of it. Those little.
I went through them.
Yeah.
And I took every one off I could.
Soapy water and stuff like that.
And then went and did it again. And I'm like, because I love you, the things that I touch should be beautiful. Not, I'm going to let this go and let it grow cobwebs and shit.
Look, the first thing I want to do when this is, I'm going to go to Home Depot and get plants. This is now, when we get all our herbs and.
Nick, there is a lot of this going on. Too many absorbing other people's fear.
That's
why we can't go nowhere.
That's what it is. It's a lot of fear. Like everyone calls and says, "Oh, I just listened to the news and." They're saying this now, and it's like, yeah, watch the news, be informed, but then shut it off after you get after you get your information, shut it off. You don't need to hear stories about other people being in fear, or lacking scarcity, because if like my sister was in, she had to go into the city, I think last weekend to pick up another item from work because they're all working at home. So she needed to get more paperwork and something else. And she stopped in a supermarket in the city and she was like, oh, they had so much fresh produce because no one's going into the store. She bought as much fresh produce as she can. And I think that was the last time she went to the supermarket. That was last week. Same with us. We put our order in with the butcher and the store is closed. So you can only call in an order. And then he has hours during each day where you could pick up your order. And we picked up an order today. We've avoided going anywhere. We went to Rite Aid. It was so exciting. Frank had to pull me out of the store. He was like, all right, Paula, we have to go. And I was just so happy. I was walking down every aisle as quickly as I could just to be out. And Frank was like, no, we have to go back. We have to go back home. Yeah.
We can't be out here hanging out. We can't be driving around. I don't want to be.
The
ones that are out there, essential workers, do your job. Everyone else, you're out there screwing around. All I've seen outside in front of my house, because this is like a strip here, right? So, and then there's a school right there.
To a main road, yeah.
So people blow stop signs. They don't ever stop. And it's like a 4-way street over here.
Mm-hmm.
People were driving. There's no one on the street. How you get into a car accident?
Yeah.
And riding right next to each other, beeping the horn, flying around. I'm like, yo, I hope nobody was crossing the street.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys just blew through just like 6 stop signs and just kept going. It's been a lot of that shit.
But prior to that, people were, remember?
I gotta get.
People were obeying traffic laws. There's no cars, and you're staying at a stop sign for 2 minutes. And I said to Frank, I had made a joke. I said, watch, they're going to start policing us with drones. Because that's what's going to come next.
We see New York City deploying drones to keep people inside.
New York City deploying drones. So, people are really, I have to say, around here, people are really doing what everyone is asking them to do. I mean, Frank and I sat outside. We sit outside for like 20 minutes at a time. We go back in. A half hour, you go back in. 10 minutes, you go back in, whatever. But, I mean, you see a random person walking their dog, and that's it. No one even says hello or waves. It's like no one even wants to make eye contact.
Don't blow anything in my
don't cough or sneeze, because forget it. But
so I just want to make a mention on this because we could jump ahead.
Yeah.
I was told under Aya, if you see meteors and they start hitting the planet, they're throwing them at you. Meteors are not supposed to fucking bounce off the planet.
Yes.
It doesn't. We're set up in an enclosed system. right? One doesn't really sneak through. They're like, they throw that shit at you, right? If
Right.
it hits a certain area, they wanted it to hit there. And I'm like, who's they?
Right.
Boom. And you know the list of those characters, but I'm not going to give them too much credibility tonight because
No.
they're being flushed down the toilet, and I prefer it that way. Once they're gone, we can have full discussions and holographic disclosure, and I could sit in a classroom situation and show it to you and bring one out or whatever. That's fine with me. But for now, they could take their thumb and shove it up their butts and pass themselves on, because we got to get out of this. And the way to do it is inside. So I have said a lot of things about protecting yourself and then being protected. So one of the things today, I've been using the golden ray from Source, right? So it's a golden ray of light, and you ask for the protection.
Another cat.
It's Bucky.
Oh, he doesn't.
You ask for the light will come down, it'll surround you, it starts glowing, kicking things back immediately. And I said something pretty interesting because I haven't been able to go live with the meditations.
Yeah, you tried to do that today.
It wasn't working again. So
I'm gonna give him a dish of food.
I'm like, it's raining, and I know it's in the rain. They're like, yeah, and you're standing in the rain. I go, yeah, but check this out. I got the sigil completed, locks the AI out. Yes, but you still have to purge it. In other words, it still gets on your skin, in your mouth, whatever. It crawls around in you, but it can't send the signal out, right? That's all. So the sigil allows you to not be compromised by it. However, you still got to get that shit out of you. So I'm like, oh, well, how about this? How about, since the elementals are working with us and it's still water, right? And it's still part of the system. Yes. Okay. So if you fill the water with shit and stuff, it's still water. It still has the ability to work with me more than more than the nano and the viruses and the shit floating in it, right? Because that's just stuffed in there. It's like having your pool and throwing shit into it. So I'm like, the rain's just everywhere. But the water enhances everything I do. When I go in the shower, the water hits me, instant meditation. It's like, boom, DMT experience. And I have to watch sometimes. I don't want to slip and fall. That's the craziest thing. I want to get a walk in just for that reason, and to have a little something to hold on to, because it's too intense. So they were like, okay, we're feeling it. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Bring it down. And then the water, okay, we're going to charge, since I'm the rainbow bridge, you're the rainbow bridge. We've been grounding into Gaia, Mother Earth, Ayahuasca herself, right? Grounding into her, growing roots all the way to the center of the planet, right? Acting as the lightning rod and the masters of energy. It's what we do, right? It's kind of our thing. Okay, so the water, just the thought of water, because it's everywhere, right, instantly transverses the information hyper quickly, super duper quickly, because everything is technically water, hyper fluid of some kind. And you're made of it. So as you're projecting this out, and you're the antenna, and you're grounded, and we've already rose above, we've already conquered this piece, we've already shut off parts of our system that can no longer work with the 3D system, which is why I can't even be in the room with people who start talking shit. I can't be there. I just literally, it feels disgusting. I got to go home and shower, and then I got to trim my beard because your shit's all over the place, right? Because it picks up everything. Okay? It's like a hyper antenna. Well, I'm going to use this antenna differently today. I'm going to bring down the golden ray of light, right? So nothing's even going to touch me through the water, right? It's going to be transmuted before it hits me, right? So we're going to try this out and see how this works. I'm going to control my space in my grid line. And now I see, while everyone is home, this is the craziest shit.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's home. So now I'm on site. I'm good for 1,000 of you, hands down. Minimum. Right? And I'm not, each one of us has that ability, right? To cover a square footage with our energy. So now I'm blowing the energy out. I'm like, and I step outside, and I'm like, anything that comes within this golden light is already, anything that's in the water is out. It just falls off.
Right.
So when the water hits me, it's clean. With that being said, I send it back up the golden ray through the grid lines
Right.
to you and you and,
And
you
you,
and
and
you
you.
and you, etc., etc. And then you're to do that. Now, what I saw, I said, even Steve upstairs, right? He's the greatest guy. Great. Has no clue about the spiritual side of this, maybe like the way we do. I don't know, maybe he does, but he's a great
Right.
guy. I saw him in the brick, and then upstairs, the old 99-year-old lady, the higher selves were going, and then they put their hands up, and the golden ray that came down hit me, echoed out, went
Right.
up through them.
Hit
I was
them.
like, and this whole place lit up, and it was being passed person to person because we're built for that. You desire it. You desire it on all the levels. You desire it, except the level where you're not aware of it, but you're missing something, and you're like, I wish I knew what that something was, and that's
Right.
what that something
That
is.
that is what
That's what
something
it is. It's contagious.
It is. Good energy is good energy. Look, when Ellen comes here, and again, I'm talking about her. I know she's my sweetie pie. I can't help it. When Ellen comes here, it is like Frank and I said that we're her fairy godparents, and that's who we think we are in this life. And when she comes here, it's so exciting, and she's in the moment, and she's living now. Even Aaron, Aaron and Angela are like that. They're very present in the moment now. When you're with them, you're present. You're not thinking about the future. You're not talking about the past. You're living in the moment. And there's something very
I did.
youthful and and strong. Like there's a strong energy there when you're living in the moment. It's
That's the other thing. You're
Yeah.
hitting it right on the. Oh
Yeah,
man,
it's
I got
like
chills
it's
again.
like when she's here, it's like, she says
So
that she likes
she's
to
the
feast
now
on
moment.
us, but we like to feast on that energy too. Like
She keeps you
it
in the now.
yeah, present,
Right,
and
that's
it's a
difficult
beautiful
for a lot of
feeling.
people, right?
Yeah.
Because we have phones
Yeah,
and everything. We're always
she
checking shit.
she keeps you
She
you're
said, "You
present.
guys don't
Yeah,
ever turn the TV on when I'm
we're
here," and I'm like, "No, like, no, it's not even on. Like, there's nothing on it. There's always a picture of Captain America saying worthy holding, but that's it
right,
at most,
right.
or it's playing music, and that's it."
But I think when
And I'm like, wow, Ellen gets the golden star for getting our attention, but we
Right.
want it.
But it's always ever present. It's like you're ever present, and
So-
living in that, being present for
Everyone has a gift,
but
and that's a gift
but
that they
it is a
hand
gift
to you
and
me.
she does have it. She
and now
she-
we kind of live by it.
It's almost
See
like,
how it works?
but it's almost like she commands it. It's so strange. I don't even think she realizes she's doing it, but it's wonderful because being present
It's
in
the
your
most
life,
important.
just a few minutes is difficult. Like being present in the thing that you're doing is very difficult. Like, Frank and I, we were laughing the other day because the other night we just had a great night. It was just we were laughing and eating and smoking, and it was just
This has just
fun.
been
It was
epic to us.
just a fun night. And Aaron had a point. Aaron, like when Aaron and Angela were here and we hung out, and we smoked DMT together collectively as a group. And again, I don't really talk about stuff like this because it's not, me, how I feel. Like I don't do these things to entertain myself. I don't believe anyone really should. I think you're either doing work or you're, whatever. That's just how I feel about it. And we, after that experience, Aaron was like, this is how people really should be together.
Oh no, that was the best.
Be present.
So we all hit DMT, and he stood up and went, and he's very animated like me, and
he
stuff.
is a very
He's
animated
a big guy, right? So he's big spacious. He stands up and goes, "This is how we should spend." Like adults should spend Friday nights together. And we're like, it's Wednesday. He goes, it's Friday.
Yeah.
It's Friday. And I was like, he's fucking right.
Right.
He is absolutely,
Right.
It's Friday.
Because why shouldn't it be Friday every day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Who said it's not Friday?
Like we talk about it all the time, like
God, I
if
love
I
that
have
guy.
to touch it every day, I want it to be beautiful. It usually is. I mean, it usually is. Everything we have, if you have to touch it or use it, it should
should
be
be
something
beautiful.
beautiful, pleasing to you, to see, to touch, to deal with every day. If you hate it, get rid of it and get something new. And getting something new doesn't have to be expensive. We could get something new. You know, me and Frank going to the 99-cent store, and I'm like, oh my God, give me $10. You know, like it's the best day of my life. Because it's these simple pleasures. That's just the way it is.
What is happiness, right?
Yeah, well, but that's it. What is happiness, right? So now Frank and I, the other night, now we're hanging out, and we had a really great night just hanging out.
Who's the best?
It was the best, and you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, like
A 5-star hotel.
or you know, fine dining. You know, like Ellen showed us. You know, they had pancakes. They her and Nick made chocolate chip pancakes, and they looked amazing. And the other night, me and Frank made cinnamon rolls, and you know, we've just really been trying. Yeah, well, you didn't help me with the first. Yeah.
My point is, we made it good.
We the first ones were fucked up. We yeah, 2 batches. The second batch was good. Third batch will be even perfect. Yeah. But you know, we're really just enjoying this time together, and it's weird because you know, we're look, I mean, this is it. You don't have a choice. So again, this is what I say, and you can choose to believe it or not. You make the best out of it. You ask for the best possible outcome.
I see people like to color. I color.
People are look. This is it.
Thank
we
you,
don't
Vince, for saying that lovely stuff. By the way,
we don't. Oh,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love
We
you.
don't have a choice. So why not make it the best you can make it? I mean, Frank and I
Do
just
the
been having a good
things
time.
you.
Yeah. you
I
know,
wish I had the time
I
to sit
cleaned it-
down and actually wipe my ass.
I
Oh, now you do.
Oh yeah, I cleaned out my closet the
Go
other
do it.
day. I cleaned out. That was a bonus.
I'm always so busy. I don't know what to do. Yeah.
I couldn't wait till Frank got up because I wanted to get in the bedroom the other day, get in the bedroom and clean it out. And because one of the cats doesn't like it when it's messy, gets very nervous. So I went in there as soon as he got up. I went in there and I started cleaning, and then I got in the closet, and I gave the closet a cleaning out, and it felt really good. So like now we have to tackle like
We've been going just piece by piece.
I know we
doing
got
this.
to do the abundance closet next
So,
again.
I
That's what
I
we gotta
started
do.
folding.
I
did that
saw
whole
you.
section.
I saw you. Now we got to do underneath. We got to take an inventory of
Yeah,
the
definite inventory.
toothpaste and soap. Yeah.
We all right. So I want to say this. I want to say this gently because
Gently.
I don't want to have an issue with karma or anything.
Oh.
All right. So
okay.
NPCs. All right. So there's this theory I have, right? That they're targeting the adrenochrome that's been spiked because it's synthetic.
Yeah.
That's what they've been feeding the elites, right? So that's why the elites have been coming down with it, as well
I
as
think so.
some are falling on the sword because that's what you're in for, because we're gonna throw you
Look.
under the bus. They're not gonna tell you that. But
You and I. Oh my God, that hit was good. You and I. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago. I said there are a lot of people that are going to be leaving the planet in 2020. A lot of
Mass
people that are going to be
release.
needing to be off planet in 2020 for whatever reason. Contracts are up. Contracts are coming to a close.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
it.
this is what Frank and I talked about. That was about 4 episodes ago. I don't
We've
remember.
been talking this shit since the beginning.
But I did say that there would be a lot of people leaving 2020. Now, I did not think it would be the coronavirus.
We had no clue. None of us.
I
I'm going to
did
be
not.
honest. We didn't know it was a
But
virus.
in
in any
order
way.
for this shift is happening. Look, it's happening as we speak. It's just taking years and years and years to finally happen. But a lot of these people cannot be on the planet because the planet will not allow that, because after this, karma's wiped. That karma wheel
It's
is
gone.
wiped.
They're actually removing the
So
wheel.
there,
The wheel
we
is just being
talked about
taken
this.
down,
There will
but a
be
new
a
one
lot
is
of
gonna be there.
people leaving the planet in 2020. However that may be, they will be off planet. They
We were
will no
talking
longer
it like
be in
this.
here. We
So
said it.
how do you know a rapture? And Nick, I know you didn't do this from hate. It's not a hate thing. It's just
Oh
I'm
no,
going to
not at
continue
all.
this.
I don't know. We don't.
That's
No,
why
I don't think that.
it's up there. I want to talk about this.
That's why I'm saying.
So-
I have a feeling a lot of look. Everything's getting. This is going to be a fresh start, a reset.
Yeah. Well, yes, and the only way to get that reset is to get rid of certain things.
Yeah, and I hate to use the word reset for a few different reasons, but
I understand, but it's true.
It's the beginning of the beginning. This is the beginning of the beginning now. This is where we're at.
So I was saying, yeah. If all right, so everything is occurring ever that we all thought, every race, religion, context,
it's a culmination of
parable,
everything.
Jesus, Buddha, Shiva,
layer on
just
top of layer on
all
top
of them.
layer, okay,
and then all the weird stuff, then all the movies and all the media and the TV and the this and the that and everything you ever read and ever wrote. And you're like, so werewolves into the full moon? Yeah, werewolves. And it's not the full moon that brings out the werewolf. The portals open under the full moon, which allows you to see them.
And the meteors are going to hit, and there are volcanoes erupting, and there are earthquakes happening. Yes. Layer upon layer upon. Oh, thank you, Free Energy Mobile. Thank you. Layer upon layer upon layer, all culminating at the same time.
So yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Okay? You're right.
It's
you're right.
Political and
however,
spiritual and etheric and a literal. Okay, and it's geographical and it's all this crazy shit all at once.
Right. So now, as people are leaving, I was saying,
right.
How do you know a rapture won't occur? How do you? First of all, let's look at a rapture differently. First of all, a little bit of a mass die off in a community, like an elderly home with everyone found dead from the virus. It's a mass leaving of people, regardless of whose fault it is that they're dead.
Right. They need to be off planet. Their contracts are up.
Your contract's up. You're out. We're looking at it as, oh man, and I get it.
They don't want to be here. They don't want to be here.
The whole place is gone. So that's a mass exodus.
They don't want to be here.
Right. So that's a whole spiritual soul group leaving at one time, going, we're getting the fuck out of here. 3, 2, 1, now. Done.
Yeah.
Right. So and it comes through to us as, oh well, people left them there and they didn't care. The old people.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
Okay, but check this out. That's a form of rapture, right? And then there's an actual rapture.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, people are just gonna get up and take it or something. How do you know? In a small community, there's not some fucking ETs living in human bodies that are like, we need to get the fuck out of here before there's no chance to get the fuck out of here.
Right.
They gave us the warning.
Right.
Let's go.
Right.
And they just boop.
Look,
you're like, wait, what?
They gave Frank signs. If they gave Frank signs, why wouldn't they give everyone signs? Okay, everyone.
We're upgrading. What's the different weird thing there? They're going to go there, and we're going to transform in this place.
But that's why I say this is
turned into light.
Frank's go time. This is what Frank has been talking about for years. Okay, these are all the signs that they told him to look out for.
Everything. And we talked about it week after week after week, and just made a mention. Don't forget. Ding.
Yeah. Don't forget.
Ding.
Don't forget.
Remember, go back to basics.
Yeah.
Breathing, sunlight, talking internally about happy and lovey, and then grabbing the person you love and doing it right.
A little extra food on hand, buying a few extra supplies
gold,
ahead
silver,
of time.
Bitcoin, cash.
Now they're saying if they reevaluate silver might be worth a lot more.
Oh shit, that was another thing. They were evaluating silver
like
at $1,900 an ounce.
Yeah, that's like
for 1 ounce of silver. If this thing flips, holy sheep shit. I didn't even think. I was like, man, $1,000 or $900 is a lot. And then it was like, no, it's not. This is what it's supposed to be. And that's what it's supposed to be now, because they're printing those trillions of dollars. So that's just going to skyrocket the silver.
And Frank and I had kept saying that too. The Feds are printing money. Money is
still
not
get
going to
it
be worth
at the
anything.
$17. So
buy your silver now if you can, a little bit. Get a little bit of Bitcoin. Just cover yourself.
I know nobody wants to hear that, but you know what? Bitcoin.
And we're not talking about it tonight because Frank talked about it a lot last time, and now no one needs to hear it anymore. But you know what? Protect yourself.
Right.
Just protect yourself.
Blockchain is the inoculation from the government's version of shit chain, right? Of banking, central banking.
Right.
Like you want to avoid that stuff.
We talked about 0% interest rate, right? Now they're at 0, and we talked about negative interest rates at the bank. You don't want it. Then you have to pay the bank to keep your money, and you're going to have to pay the bank to get your money. So, everyone's all excited. I
fucked.
could buy a car with 0% interest rate. I don't have to make a payment for 3 months, and they deliver it to my house. Great. Can you afford the payment in 3 months? Did you think about that? Yeah, the interest rate is 0, but can you afford the payment? You don't know where we're going to be in 3 months. Okay. So stop looking for, like they're giving us all these wonderful, they're all distractions. It's all
Look at all this
yeah, look at all
shit.
this shimmer and shine. It's beautiful. I mean, all the online places are offering free shipping. Yeah, free shipping. I did it too. I ordered my face Ellen, I ordered my face lotion. Not my lotion, I ordered my face wash. Thank you. Free shipping, 20% off. Come on. Do what you got to do. But don't, I ordered face wash. I mean, don't buy anything you can't afford. Don't think maybe now is the best time to move. Maybe rethink it.
Maybe wait till the housing market drops out.
Maybe wait a little bit.
So that you can buy that house.
Do what you can, though. Protect yourself
it.
a little bit. We've been talking about this, and it's like now it's happening. And it's
So
like,
there's just stuff going around that ether.
Frank is like, this is Frank's.
So wait, I want to finish talking about the board for a second. How many NPCs are out there? So check it out. So
I think everyone's being called home too. Saying, look, shit's gonna go down.
There's about 4.5 billion of us, like creators, light beings, angels, whatever, rocking these bodies, the star seeds, whatever. But there's 7 point whatever billion about to jump to 9. All the new kids are going to be ready to go. That's all us.
Because they're
not NPCs, they're not lizards, they're not none of that shit.
They're already activated.
They're activated. However, we talked about this when I was sitting with Source, and he said, look down at the planet. I looked at the planet, and I immediately jumped back and said, yo, what is all that down there? That's not all us. And they were like, Source goes, I know.
Right.
And I go, wait, that's like 80% us, maybe
20%.
and 20% other stuff.
All
Clones.
Other. What do they call that in the USDA?
Just other.
Non-food other. Non-foods other.
Yeah. It's like you got to check that box with them because you got to grab each one and go, wait a second, you're literally not a creator being in there. What are you doing in there?
Right.
You're not giving off the light.
Everybody has a job.
There was reptilians in human bodies.
Everybody has a job. It doesn't
AI,
matter. There's
robots,
thousands and thousands and thousands of them.
Clones that were dead inside almost. I was like,
yeah,
like they got to go so the piece of the person that belongs to can go back to itself.
Right. But they also have to go because of the shit that's going down now.
Yeah,
right?
and you can't be here at the high level.
Right.
So
So there are going to be a lot of people leaving the planet in 2020. And I had said it a while ago, and I stand by it now. I didn't know.
Think about this shit too.
I don't think it's the coronavirus anyway, but
no, it's everything. There's so many other things happening.
No, I know that, but that 20% has to go too.
After. All right, so check it out. So the fires in Australia, right? 1 billion animals died, or probably way more. You're not including the insects.
Why? Unnecessarily? Why?
Why? How do we know that because of the way people live and it built up the wildlife and kind of herded them into these weird spots, that it's detrimental to nature on some extreme level, that this is your karma out there in the ether, to whose karma this is, that created these situations, herded us into them, created that situation to occur down the line, and then caused those animals to die. That's on you. They didn't need to die. The way you were processing through the system caused all of this stuff to occur. And now we're here. And then that occurred. That is your fault because it's unnecessary.
But it is your fault.
So now but you're like, no, there's no arguing. They're not just animals. They don't just need to die.
But it's all your fault.
But now it has to get purged through the system because of those who set the system.
It does have to be purged. And the next big thing is going to be pharmaceuticals. Okay, when they allow more holistic, what's the word?
Plant medication.
Medications come through, because the pharmaceuticals are directly tied to mental illness. So once they approve
Tell 'em what
more
you're doing.
more holistic medications to go through.
Tell them what you're doing.
About what? Oh,
You're sciencing right now.
I'm
Tell
sciencing
them
right now. As
this
of
is
today,
great.
yeah, today was the first day I stopped taking my anti-inflammatory because I think that it's making me sicker. More sick. Not sicker is not a word. It's making me more sick. And I think that after Angela Miller did her healing on me, my shoulder felt so much better that I think had that not happened, I wouldn't be able to do it. But because that already happened, I've been adding to her healing every day. And then yesterday, Frank and I were listening to Joe Rogan podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and he had made a comment about anti-inflammatories and ibuprofen in general and how it causes more inflammation in the body. And I looked at Frank and I said, tomorrow I'm stopping my anti-inflammatory. Now I've been on this anti-inflammatory for.
So the reason was the guy that came on the show said that he was taking naproxen and stuff.
Mhm.
And that he was like running and doing stuff, and that he was sick, and he said he was getting sicker, so he stopped the medication to see what was going on, and he got better.
Right. So
And he said the medicine's making me sick. It's keeping me in sickness.
Yeah, so I stopped.
So I
as of
stopped it.
today. Well, today was the first day. So, and it was raining out anyway, so I felt terrible anyway. So I can't tell if it was the medication or just me feeling terrible.
Yeah,
But-
we eat turmeric by the handful.
Yeah, I
here.
don't. I have to start
I
now.
do.
Frank has to put in the pills. We have the powder, and I can't look at it that way. Yeah, but I'm stopping that. But I think that there is a direct correlation between mental illness and the pharmaceutical companies. So I think once the pharmaceutical companies back down and more holistic medications are approved, or more holistic approaches are approved, I think there'll be a slight turnaround in mental illness. And I think, asshole, no, I'm kidding. I think that that's the next big wave. And then again, animal rights, when there's a bigger push for animal rights, like no more zoos ever, no more circuses ever in the world anywhere.
Yeah, we don't need that shit.
That's another big push. That'll definitely be another big push, another big milestone. Like
You just watch the checkpoints. We've been hitting them as we go.
But I think those are the next ones that are coming.
Well, they passed. They made it a federal offense to kill an animal or leave dog out of a shelter and all different kinds of weird things. They're working towards the big one.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That was getting the ball rolling.
Yeah.
So I think the next big thing is going to be pharmaceuticals and mental illness. I think that's
that's
one.
directly connected.
Yeah,
they're keeping people that see. You don't know what people that are, what is it called, schizophrenia, when you have multiple things going on or whatever. I could technically have that the way I see things, except I know it's a fractal, right? So knowledge of it, no fear of it, a full understanding of what's happening, using the plant medicines to forward this idea, right? So I can grip in and become the real me. They're not getting that chance. They're not able to science themselves. They're fucking locked up and being pumped full of stuff. All that stuff's going to change on the other end. And in come the healers, in come the Angela Millers, right? And in come the Frank Castles. Hey, what's going on in here? This shit's got to stop. Then you let the medicines heal them. The plant medicines do the correct path.
Oh, thank you, Sam Beatty. Lavender, peppermint essential oils mixed with a little coconut oil is great for joint pain, back pain. That's good to know. Thank you. Yeah, so I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, that's how I decided to stop the antidepressant when I met you. I drank Aya. The next day, I said I don't need it. And I weaned off because I knew if I would have stopped completely, I would have gotten sick. So I weaned off. It took 2 weeks. I weaned off, and then I never took it again. And I think that's what I'm going to do here. I just think that's it. I'm done now. That's it.
Our bodies are rejecting this stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't want it. I don't need it if I turn off the frequency. That doesn't mean I'm going to go sit in the lion's cage and be like, look, these lions won't attack me because Jesus fucking loves me. You're a dummy. Get out of the lion's cage now. Right. But when you can interact with the animal, like when you can hear the animal in your mind and you go, hey animal, it's me, I love you, and it goes, oh, it's creator, then you can do that shit, right? But we're in there building towards that. Remember the unshakable, unbreakable foundation, right? The belief system and the structure has to change,
but that's what it is.
You have to science this to make sure you're there.
Like, you know,
look at us, happy, healthy world together.
We had talked about building your own reality, right? Like
you build the whole
you
thing.
Create the reality you want. And
I want coffee.
For example, Frank and I were sitting outside yesterday. It was a nice day yesterday, so we were in and out all day long, and we sat outside, and then one cat appeared, and then another cat appeared.
Oh, you were like, cue the birds.
And then I was like, cue the birds. And then as I said that, one bird appeared, and then there were like 5 birds in the tree. And then it was a squirrel came, and we got a little bowl of peanuts out, you know. And I said, Frank, if we sit out here any longer, I don't know what else is going to come, you know. And then, Mary came down, our landlady came down. We saw a neighbor, you know. So it was like the more we were just living in our moments, the more life happened around us. And it was weird because we were not living in fear. We were just living. We were just sitting outside having a cup of coffee. We did squats, you know, and it was like life wanted to be present, because the more we looked, the more life was around us, you know. And it was a beautiful thing because we created that reality, right?
It is. Okay, so here's the thing. Inside of that moment, we've experienced no time, right? It's almost like time just stops for us. The animals step out into frame as if the fucking curtain theater pulls back, and then cue the animals. Specifically, the bird, tweet, 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 tweet. One shows up, then one cat. There was just nothing here. The street, the sidewalk, the whatever traffic, nothing is relevant. It's almost like it doesn't exist. We know it's there.
It was weird. It was just weird.
An awareness.
Can you put that one up from Wendy Curry? Thank you, Wendy. That was very sweet. And thank you, Alyssa, Brittany, and Sam Beatty. Thank you for all of that. Yeah, if you could, if you guys could message that to me, because I won't remember now. If you could message it to me. In come the healers, the warriors, the shaman take over. Yeah, Joanna Morgan, you're right. But the Wendy Curry, but Joanna, you're right. I mean, it's all happening now. Like there is so much, and thank you for that. Yeah, if you could, thank you. You don't have to mail it to me, but if you want to, yeah, you just absolutely
go on Facebook
could.
And just email it.
Oh, yeah, if you want to mail it, yeah. Well, just to message me or message Frank, and then we'll send you the address.
Yeah, and we'll take care of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, because I'm stopping it, and then I have to start doing some kind of home remedy. So yeah, if you could send it to me, and then I can make it. Tell me what to do to make it. But yeah, that would be great. And yeah, I'll try everything. We have those little jars. Remember, we have a case of these little jars.
I stashed a bunch under the futon in my mother's house in the basement.
A case of it, right? Those little plastic ones. I wanted to make when a couple of years when I bought my house, I wanted to make soaps and creams and stuff like that, and I never did because I wasn't in the house long enough. Soaps and I have all these little jars that I didn't get rid of, and I forgot that you had taken them. The case of it. It's like
now is a time when
so we can pull that. Yeah, we should pull that. No, but we can make whatever it is, and then we can put them in those jars.
Putting them in the jars and sticking them in the closet. Growing your medicines personally, whatever that might be.
I can't wait until we can do that.
Now's your chance.
But yeah, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. I love it when people
yeah, I know. I love them. See, there's no problem. See, that's and I said this a lot. The Rob Schneider, no problem. Right? The guy that I can't stand him in every movie, but I love him, but I can't stand him. He's like, yo, go outside and talk to your neighbor. Yeah. It's not as bad as you think. Everyone's okay.
But that's how I feel.
Like, you know, as long as onto something.
As long as we have food and the cats have food, I'm good. You know, like I've been ordering the food on Amazon. So like another case came today. So like we're good. And you know, I was talking to Frank's mom, and I was like, as long as the cats have food, I'm good. And she was like, oh, okay, I gotta go. Like,
Yeah, time to go.
you know, like, you know, she doesn't understand them, my babies. You know, like Frank and I can find food anywhere. I mean, and we have enough for
There
a
you
long time.
go.
And yeah, we should. And
Fearless
you know,
family
Frank
remedies
had, you
and
know, it's
recipes.
funny because Frank had talked about that.
Let's do it.
Didn't
I'll
you
post it
talk
in the
about?
announcement section
But
so we could
didn't you
always find
talk?
it.
Didn't we talk about having that place to post?
Yeah, so we want to do something in the announcement section.
We want to do it also. Something else, but yeah, we will. We'll have a place where you could post like home remedies or stuff like that, where you could share, and then
we want to do something where anything that you want the energy to go to.
Oh,
right?
like
So
like a prayer list, but not a prayer list, like an intentions list or whatever you want to call it.
List.
I used to keep a prayer list. I don't keep it anymore because it's out there. I don't need to. I kept it in a Word document.
You know, these fearless family women have magic powers. I swear to fucking Christ in a rocket, I've seen you all do some crazy shit. So why not get everyone on board? We're gonna have a place
on in the fearless in the group.
We'll do it in the announcement section. I'll announce it first,
and then
I'll
you
tell
can put whatever you
is,
want. Like if you need to,
and I'll attach the meditation to it. And then when we do meditations, all you got to do is look at the list. You just bring it up. You can download
you look at the list,
or just look at it. You don't got to download it because every day you can edit it.
Yeah, you can put stuff on. So you just
continuously add to it, and everyone just take a look at it and go, oh, just read over it quick. Your higher self's logging that shit in, and then we meditate. And then it goes right to that. And then on top of whatever that meditation is that day. So everyone gets, it goes to everyone. Everyone can lock down in this grid and activate at the same friggin' time, you know, and then just, and then let that energy go. Land the StarShip FearLess right over each one of those people. Let it pass right through. You know what I'm saying? Like it's time to activate that stuff. You want science something on the etheric level? Here's your chance, right? So April 4th, there's like a mass meditation. I don't know if it's 10 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. I keep getting things for it, and it's always a different time.
What's April 4th?
They want to do a 1 million person meditation, but the way this thing is building up to go, you're going to get way more than 1 million people meditating.
Sure.
I mean, you're only looking at like a few minutes of meditation.
Sure.
That it's going to crush you. So if you want to nail the coffin of the NWO, right? If you want to drive that nail into the coffin, take your hammer because you're worthy, bring it to the meditation, right? Scream, I am worthy, and walk into the meditation. And then send your energy out there into that grid. You will see things change faster than you can imagine. And on a small scale, we do it in the Fearless Family Group.
So, Lexi Blue, Lexi. So Samantha makes essential oil remedies. So Lexi, send me the link because I want to buy some of the oil remedies from Samantha. Then, yeah, I'll be happy to buy it.
You should be putting that stuff up in the.
So
group.
Yeah, send
even
it
if it's
send
for
it
sale.
To me.
It's okay. I know you're.
And
we gotta. All right, check it. We support each other, right?
Yeah, we do.
Or why the fuck are you even out there doing your thing?
Right.
So if you can get it, and it's custom, it's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the medication. I'm done with the medication. I'm done. The only thing I have to take is the antispasmodic. That's until I find something different.
Well, some of us have injuries that go far beyond that.
And but I know, but I know I'll find something different for that too. I'll find something for that. But yeah, I think this is great. We'll do that in the announcement section. This way people can start putting their intentions in there.
Yeah, and it could be anything. It could be a person's name. Do not put last names. We'll know who it goes to.
Yeah, and if it's completed, you know,
put a statement.
Let us know. Let us know. Like, this is completed, or this is done, or we no longer need to keep this on here, or
You could go back to the list
and update it.
And throw quotes around the shit
it.
that worked, and then put it worked with a little arrow on that thing right there.
Right.
So as we're reading through it later on, because you just look it over,
right,
you'll have seen it so like the top part so many times at that point You'll be used to what's on there. So of course they get energy. Of course that one gets energy. Of course the dog and the cat.
Right.
Is the fish on there? Put the fish on there. Put the plants and the trees.
Right.
Like, let's get to that point, right? Yeah, we got to wig out at this level and become way more, because the next step, right, outside of this craziness is going to be some space craziness, right? It's going to be pedophile information and arrests and weird stuff that's going to blow our mind, right? So Source even said to me, see how it's coming at you guys? You can't predict it, right? And I'm like, nah, but it is the randomness of it. But holy shit, it really takes you off by surprise. He goes, yeah, you guys think you know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
I got surprises for you because I love you. And when I heard that, I was like, what? And then I knew not even to fucking ask.
Don't even ask, because we can't handle that shit, Frank.
If I'm telling you, don't worry about it. Let it just go down.
Frank, it's
so
too much.
We can upgrade.
Frank, it's too much. This is too
Source
much.
will be doing some crazy shit
have 4%.
in your favor.
We can see 4% of what's happening. Okay. We can only see a tiny fraction of this piece. And we know that in this tiny fraction, there are multiple layers. It's a multiply faceted. That there are several things happening politically, etherically, spiritually. The planet is showing
every
signs.
Layer, every level,
volcanoes,
all things,
earthquakes. I mean, meteors, spaceships.
Yo, what I saw the other night freaked me out, because I said they would do that. They'll throw a meteor at you. He goes, let me ask you a question.
But it's all happening.
Saw those giant lizards, insect things?
Yes.
And I go, yeah. He goes, you saw what they did to your mother, right? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty fucked up. He goes, what makes you think they wouldn't do that to everyone's mother? And I was like, yo, that's fucked up. And they're like, you have no idea. We don't even, your human mind isn't going to be able to handle it. So it's being drip, 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 drip. Even you, Frank Castle, who goes ayahuasca blasting and full DMT, we can't show you. I don't get shown everything. I'm like, where the fuck is Parker? You let me see all this stuff. I can't find my cat.
Right.
I go through that kind of shit.
Right.
So don't think I'm
right.
You know,
and when a golem
can't show you,
and when a golem says to you, go back in your house because I cannot protect you, you go back in your house.
Go back in the house,
because we only have a very tiny piece of this puzzle. We only have a very tiny piece of this picture. Okay, so we have to rely on faith, and we have to rely on our discernment to guide us through the rest of it. And if a golem that Frank and I created is telling us, get back in your house, I cannot protect you, I'm going back in the house. And I'm saying you have a bigger piece of this than I do. Thank you.
I came inside. I was getting full downloads. So
and I'm going back in the house. So, we're comply.
I learned that they were doing rituals against us immediately and was like, oh, you want to do a ritual, motherfucker?
Right.
And then I lit a candle, lit some sage, put some
and
stuff on, and guess where I went? Right
candles,
to him.
Didn't I tell you those candles work for a long time?
Yeah.
They're amazing.
So, and I'm like, I'm defending my spot. Guess what? Golden ray around me, violet flame, everything. You know what? Fuck it. Everything.
Right.
Well, what about this? Yes, violet flame. And guess what? If it's a fucking newborn baby, violet flame that little mother, nothing's going to happen to him if there's nothing there. And anything that's there is going to get wiped away. How you like them apples? It's the only thing I can actually do to a creator is send violet flame at you and send love at you.
Right.
Everything else interrupts everything. So I need permission. You need permission, or we're crossing each other's natural boundaries. Well, the stuff that I don't need to cross natural boundaries, let's send waves of it.
Right.
Let it rain fire. Let everyone's dragon at once ignite a flame that lights up their fucking area and their section. Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Right.
I know. Paul is actually space agent. Black Widow.
Can't talk about it.
Code name. The Jameson Project or some crazy stupid shit. Right? Oh, look at that. Right? We'll go there, and that's where you find your superhero. Wrapped in that stuff.
What would my name be? What would my name be?
Why do you think you like Black Widow so much?
I love her. What would my name be though? If I was a secret agent, I don't
know.
The cat lady.
There's already cat ladies out there. You'd have to come up with something more original than that.
Probably.
Yeah. So, Yeah, all that stuff is next. Cat people, beings from outer space, inner Earth. Is there anything out there? Is there anything in here? Is it all bullshit? Is it all a projection? Yeah, I know it's a matrix. I know this, that, and the other thing. Everybody believes out there is really a project. Yo, on a layer, in a level, you are right. That's why I say you're in a torus field and you're just standing there and the torus field is moving. So you are correct and you are incorrect at the same time. When you inject into the system, right, it expands infinitely. But the infinite, if you go to one end, it's like that video game Defender. You fly through and then you come out the other end, like in when he Neo runs into the tunnel and he comes right out the other side and he's like, what kind of place is this? Or how about better in Ragnarok?
Yeah, he runs
right?
in the
It's not a real circle, it's more like a freaky circle.
Yeah.
You just run around in a circle. He's like, what the hell is this? That's you know what? They're standing in a torus in Ragnarok. It's a circular prison.
Yep.
Right. So as above, so below, man. It's right in our faces. Right. And it just goes round, round, round. Well, how do I get out of here? Well, you can't, man. They got to let you out from the other side. Trapped. Right. And what were they doing there? They were fighting for the amusement of the Grand Master. You know, he goes, oh, I'm 1,000,000 years old over here on that planet. He was able to siphon that shit up. Because you're like, what's his power? They don't tell you Jeff Goldblum's power. He's siphoning the energy from the people that are cheering and shit. He eventually builds up such a fucking crowd. He goes and he fights his brother. And what do? They take the heroes from every universe and that they collected, and then they play each other in chess by having them fight each other on a grand chessboard. And what happens at the end? They come through and they smash the chessboard.
Right.
And the players on the board jump off. Hulk's like,
right.
Hulk getting tricked. He's going to smash you in the face. Bomb, punches him in the head. Guy starts losing his power because there's no more people believing in your bullshit. And you're like, oh, that's how this works. You guys actually have us on a fucking chessboard. Because what they were seeing was, I've been teleported to a planet.
Right.
Am I on the blue side of the moon, the side with oxygen or some bullshit? Right. And they start fighting, and then you step back, and the Grandmaster's with his brother, and he's like, nice move, brother. And then it's just a chessboard, and the guys are stepping to each other, fighting on it. And he goes, they don't even realize how stupid. You know, it's funny. I keep having a flash right now, as this has been the last 10 minutes of, I met the Archon generals, or whatever the fuck those 12 guys are. They're like purple-headed, dark robe wearing. And I was like, yo, why do you hate us so much? And they hated us. They were like, yo, get out of here. And I was like, listen, could we make this stop? The whole thing? Like, because it's not cool no more. Like, what can I do to get you to stop that shit? And they were like, you can go fuck yourself and leave. And they walked away from me. And I was like, and they like closed their doors off. And I was like, wow, people, there's that much hate there, but something has to represent that form of hate.
Wow.
So then we can blossom as love over here. Right? There's just no reasoning with it. So it's got to go. But at the same time, I'm not out here hunting you. Right? You're trapped in here with me. I'm not trapped in here with you. Right? So if you think this is the prison planet, you're stuck with me.
Right.
Because I'm free.
Right.
I'm roaming.
I'm not looking for you.
Yeah.
You happen to be here.
Everything they've tried and used against us, Paula, since day one has failed.
Yep.
On every level. Since the beginning. No matter if I lost a tooth, fractured skull.
Right. Because we're still alive. Yeah. We're here.
I'm here.
Right.
The last 5 years, a lot more intense than the rest of my life.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure.
And I've gone through some shit.
That's for sure. I have to say that. That's for sure. I've never had so many weird things happen in my life.
I'm getting chills again.
I know. I've never had so many.
I better grow wings in this fucking place and fly and come see you guys through portals, because But
I would have no problem believing that, because I've never had so many weird things happen to me in my life since I met you.
Right. And if we're creating our reality and we're moving through the situations one after another, head first, dimension through dimension, to do what? To transform in this place. That's the idea. She's transforming, Mother Earth. She's transforming. So
everything is,
you have to transform with her.
Right. Or
by.
You have to. You have no choice. You have to
or you're
adapt,
not going to be here.
Or you're not going to be here. You cannot, you have to bend in the wind. You cannot be rigid. But you do. You cannot be rigid. You have to. we have to be able to bend. We have to be able to go with the flow.
I agree. Something interesting happened today when I went out in the rain and did all that stuff
What happened?
earlier.
We sent Buddy out because he was dirty. We sent Buddy out.
It looked like a film was growing out of Earth to like overtake the protector, the creators that were out here, like the people and the beings that are out here that need protection, and it like enveloped them, and then brought them under inside the energy, and I was like, "Ooh, mother's protecting us." They were like, "Go inside." Now it's been raining really crazy here, and it's just nasty on and off, on and off, on and off. But you can tell. I don't know. I want to say minute by minute, but we'll say hour by hour what the changes are. You get updates. You see, there's nothing really going on over here. It's raining.
Right.
Oh, look, the
Right.
sun's out. Oh, it was just raining for an hour. I think
Right.
that, and then you go out in the sun, and then you come back in the house. You're like, oh, let's go sit back out in the. It's raining, and it's freezing, and then it's 75 degrees, and I'm standing in my shorts getting a tan,
Right.
and I'm like, yo, it was freezing this morning. So it's moving very, very fast. So it's up to us internally to keep those mechanisms moving at the proper rate and the proper speed we need to unlock properly without it being painful in any way. So if this was a game and you were to complete parts of the level and you walked into your house and you looked around, right? And you took a deep breath and you're like, okay, let's sage, light a candle. Let's just get the mind right. Put on some meditative music. Okay, we did all that. We got the meditation going. Okay, now you think, what do I have to complete in this world to make me fucking do what Frank's even remotely cluing into? And then if you're standing in a mess, you've already fucking and didn't recognize the mess.
Clean it.
Clean the mess, right?
To raise your frequency and vibration,
you got to check off the checklist.
You have to be in a clean area. You have to be in an
clean
organized, clean area, because if you are living in disarray and you have things everywhere, even if it's not dirty, it's just messy, you have to keep the mess at a minimum, because the frequency and vibration becomes static. Because we feel it like every third day. Like if we don't keep on top of, because it's a small apartment, it gets messy and so much cat stuff. By the third day, Frank and I are looking at each other like, what's different? And the energy is low because everything's messy. And then once we put everything away, and like we have to clean frequently, sweep or vacuum frequently because of the cat hair and just dust and everything. But once we do that, the energy goes back up. So you stay in a low energy, a low vibration when you keep everything messy. So you have to stay neat and you have to start throwing away crap. You got to get rid of it.
If there's stuff there you're not wearing, you don't need,
because
holes,
all of those things hold
and
energy.
Ratty shit.
Yeah, it all holds energy, and you got to get rid of it.
Like if you have holes in your underwear, throw them the fuck out. If you have holes in your socks, throw them out. You're nasty. Throw them out. I know they're comfortable. Throw them out. If there's stains on your shit and everything, or fix them. You can fix anything, and that's creation. You could sew up the hole in your sock and then wear it. That's fine. But look, you're gonna wear something until it's a rat shit thing hanging off of you, and you show up like that. That's like the creator's trying to come out. How you doing that? You know what I'm saying? Just don't look like a mess, or
right.
They say to dress for the job you want. You want to be the creator. How would the creator be? It would be the best version of you. So it wouldn't want to wear a shirt with a hole in it. That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't blow your nose in your shirt and then go on the train and go, so make sure you're not doing shit like that. That's my point. I don't mean just go throw out everything. I just use your discernment with your own stuff. But please do stuff. Just create. Dance through the house, sing with your partner, shit, get naked and run around. Have a good fucking time. Break some rules. Everything 3 times before you get out of bed in the morning, you're breaking federal law, right? Get up and break some. Enjoy yourself. Go on vacation in your home. Teach your child something new, something cool that you didn't think you'd be able to, because the kid's always at school and you don't always have the time. And then there's that wish factor. Oh, I should have implemented that, but the kid picked that shit up at school.
Yeah, this is a time like no other. So
This is
understand that. Understand that what is happening right now is a time like no other. This is, I don't know if we'll ever experience this again. Hopefully not. So
we
understand
want to
that.
go up. We're spiraling up. We want, when we
and
pass
take
this, I'm not
notice of
coming back
that.
to this
So
shit.
if you do find yourself with your children and with your family or stuck with groups of people, realize that this is a time that you'll never have again. So start looking at it slightly differently and appreciate that. Show gratitude for that.
Gratitude
because
everywhere.
you may never have this opportunity again to be with these people the way you're being
If the
with
sun
them
is
right
shining and you're not outside and you're inside whining, you're doing it wrong. All right. But this and this, I told my brother, he's like, listen, man, you don't know, and this and that. And then when I heard everything, I was like, oh, it's not really that bad, right? Because it could be worse.
Right.
And he goes,
right.
well, yeah. I said, so what are you doing about the 401k and all the other blah, blah, blah? What can you do about it right now? And he goes, well, nothing. I go, then fuck it. Fuck it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Done.
that you can't control right
Done.
now.
Mother. Done.
Right. Make
Can't
the
do
best of
nothing.
it. Make the best of it. I mean, this is a
Go
time
for
like
a walk
no other
and go for
time.
a jog and smile.
Make the best of it.
Play with one of your action fucking figures. Look at this shit. Right? Juggernaut. I got Juggernaut because Gigi was like the Juggernaut. Gandalf the Grey, the cat that passed. So I got the Juggernaut figure. Guess what? I'm not just gonna fucking stare at it. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna make it throw punches at other things. You know what? I got the other guy just to say, fuck it. Give me both of them. Right? So now they can fucking fight each other while I'm watching stupid cartoons. While Paul is like, hey, you know, can you chop garlic? And I'm like, yeah, I can. You know what? I'll chop the garlic too. And like, let's have some fucking fun and do this with some love and some attention. And you know, it's time. It's time to do it. It's time to do it for you. Just to do it for you. No, you're not doing nothing for me. If you don't come on this journey, I'll be at the top waiting. And then when they let me back in, I'll come back in and be like, come on, motherfucker. Stop slowing up the process. Let's go. But I see that we about hit the 300 mark in every show. And I always talk about the 300 of us and how it relates to the 300 for Sparta, right? But for the 300, Aya has said, even the mushrooms and the DMT things, and we'll take your 300 all day. Why? Because when you yell, you know, what is your occupation? We go, whoo, whoo, whoo. And you're like, holy shit, there's a whole room full of creative warriors here. Right. And then you go into a lot of these other groups, they're all looking for what the next person's saying.
Right.
Nobody did anything. You're waiting to hear from this one or that one. Well, what the fuck did you do? Did you get up off the couch today and do something?
Anything.
How about
try anything?
Did you claim the do nothing? Because that's doing something.
Oh, I do that too. Sundays is my day.
Robert Hall, he's claimed that thing, man. You're not going to do nothing. You're going to be lazy. Say, I'm going to be lazy. I'm claiming it.
I claim Sundays all the time.
Don't worry about it.
I claim Sundays. I do nothing.
Yeah,
I tell Frank, like,
and she will do nothing. She'll feed the cats and that's it.
Yeah, literally.
The dishes will even pile up. She won't give a shit. I'll just do them, but I understand what's going on, so it's all good. This is the push pull. It's the sine cosine. You know that line.
Yeah, but I declare
making it.
You know what? And then you own it, and it's different. It doesn't own you. The laziness doesn't own you. You own it. You decided. I declared today. I'm not taking a shower. I'm not doing it. Just not doing it. I'm staying in my pajamas.
Yeah. And you know what?
Not doing it.
Stay in your pajamas.
Life is a little too hard today. I am just going to look out the window and I am going to eat an apple and
some hints on meditation. Yo, first of all, send positive energy. Everyone would say the word bless. I'm going to bless the food. I'm going to do this and do that. I don't like to use the word bless because it's be less, right? That's my problem connecting to that word. But whatever you do, that's why I always tell you now.
We do it to our food.
Positive vibes.
Food. Yeah.
Charge. You have your time. It takes a minute to do everything. Like a second.
Yeah. A second. Do it.
As you're walking through your home.
Right.
Water the plants.
Right.
Say your
Send
little
love.
mantra. Send love at it. Hold your water as you're drinking it. This is going to be the best cup of tea.
You know, my
coffee
wine has been with your wine for the last couple of days, and I don't know if I like it too much.
I think it needs to go back over there. That plant looks weird.
I think it needs to go back over there too. I
You just sap the energy from that whole section.
I had
Charge your crystals in the sun.
yes,
If it's
charge
sunny,
your crystals if you can. I had a very
Ooh.
special place for my wand, and Frank said the other day, "Give me your wand. I'm gonna put her out on the lawn and in the sun and charge her with mine." So I said, "Okay, maybe my wand will want to be with your wand." And now I'm looking at that space, and it looks a little empty without that wand there. I don't know.
I feel like it fit that area because we're covering.
Yeah, these human
distance.
experiences are hard. It's like Little House on the Prairie here. I'm cooking twice a day. It's hard.
All right, so here I want to tell you something funny about this whole business. So, as I was on the phone with my brother, right, the Red Cup Review, Rob Banks, right, the Red Cup Review. He does the toy reviews on YouTube and stuff. He's awesome, by the way. But he said, "Oh, I needed 5 minutes so I could." I said, "Did you just wake up? It's 1 PM." He goes, "No, I'm working a different shift." So he had me like, I was like, "Dude, what's going on with you?" But I'm hearing something in the background. I hear he's doing something,
banging and clanking.
and I go, "What is going on?" He goes, "I'm trying to heat up this freaking coffee." Right. So I left and I went, "What are you doing?" He goes, "The microwave's broke." I said, "Why are you using a fucking microwave? You should throw that thing out." "What am I supposed to do?" So I go, pour it into a pot. He went through this whole rant. Rob is a ranter.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm in making coffee and cookies for us. I baked cookies for us.
I said, "Get a pot. Is the coffee already made?" He goes, "Yeah, it's cold. It's ice cold."
The coffee in
Pour the coffee in the pot, put it on the stove. In 3 minutes, everything will be done. And he goes, "What are you kidding me? What is this, 1920?" So I go, "All right, keep pushing buttons that aren't working and keep nuking your whatever.
Do your way.
Do it your way." So then he screams, right, mad loud, and I'm like, I was telling Paula, I can't. I love him, and I love that whole family. Love them, but this is the frequencies that people are hitting with each other.
At each other.
They're screaming. So then, towards the end of the conversation, I hear him drinking coffee. He goes, "Oh, that's delicious." So I go, "Oh, you got the microwave working?" He goes, "No, I put it on the stove in a pot, and I did it." I go, "What the fuck is the problem?" Right? All of that, just do it. Done. And he's like, look, what it comes down to is the process of you thinking about how long it takes you to do things,
right?
Like
just
pouring it into there and instead of just walking away from the stress.
Yeah.
You know you need a microwave, you know you need to call the guy, just go fucking do that and put the coffee in the pot and take it. Now that's simple shit, but you need to be aware of that. You can cut it off immediately.
Yeah, we don't have a microwave, so like
we don't do any of that stuff here.
We don't have one, and we don't have a Keurig because
that shit sucks too. Don't you
because of the
it's so delicious. There's stuff in there and chemicals.
We don't like the pods.
I've seen what goes on in those pods.
Maker, so, and you know, whatever. So, but it's make the best of it.
Do what you got to do. But what I'm saying is, be aware of this kind of stuff. That if you're like that in any situation, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Oh, the percolator for the coffee is the best. However, with that being said, Frank and I drink too many cups of coffee to use the percolator coffee because then I got to clean it out every time Frank wants a new pot of coffee. So, but the percolator is the best cup of coffee I ever had in my entire life. Absolutely.
I am not allowed anywhere near the kids to talk about any of this stuff. But what I do when I'm around kids and stuff, like my nephew and my niece, I remind them who they are by doing cute little things. So, you're the creator. And they go, yeah. I go, no, but like Grayson said something to me once and I was like, no, but you're God. And he's like, but you're God too. And I was like, no, but it's you. And he goes, no, it's you. And I was like, and we laughed and just move it on.
Right. Because they get it.
After that,
there's no more.
I want video games.
You got it. Yeah.
Okay. So I try to implement that. And then we have You the Magician.
Oh, yeah.
You want to help read your kids this book. You read this book. Read it to you because it's more for an adult. But April will tell you, right? And there's a Gina Gin as well. They'll tell you. So that's Josh and Jody Carruthers, You the Magician. Make it nice and easy for you to wake up every day and read the little story right before bed at night. You know how kids have their favorite book
Yeah.
and you want to read it on repeat, it's like a mantra. You do it 108 times and you unlock some secret code in your fucking head. That's why they tell you when you read certain Emerald Tablet things and then you gain more knowledge because you didn't see the knowledge within the knowledge. It's the same thing when you do it,
but it is
one
it's the
fish, two fish,
any
blue
intention.
fish,
It's the same thing.
you
Anything.
fish. It's the same shit. It's all mantras. Everything that's coming out of your mouth. So if you make it good and explainable, and you have it right there, and you read it over and over and over again, there you go.
I think I want to make tea
Okay.
in a little bit.
I'm gonna roll the fattest blunt tonight.
Okay. All right. Let's.
That's how you wrap it up.
No, I'm not.
That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. This has been a great show, ladies and gentlemen. We love you so much. Stay off the ficus tree. Get this microphone out of here. We don't have time for this shit. Viruses are taking over. Government control. People are losing it everywhere. Guess what? We have cats. We have ayahuasca. We have DMT. You don't even know what's going down around here. This shit's crazy. We have meteors and aliens from outer space and aliens from inner space and things that want to have sex with you from other dimensions. Watch your back, ladies and gentlemen.
Who wants to have sex with you from other dimensions?
I don't know, but you were yelling about the Spanish girl in the store that was looking at me. So I'm just saying, go over there. This is my time. Make sure you burn your sage. Make sure you stay away from pharmaceuticals. Sorry, that's my. Give me a
Sex from other dimensions.
Yeah, well, what were they doing to my mother to make reference? Look, there's a little joke, right? Mel Brooks did this movie, and in the movie, one of the guys goes, well, first we beat him, then we rape him, and then we kill him. And he goes, sounds right. And he goes, no. First we eat him, then we rape him, then we kill him. And he's like, you can't eat him, then fuck him, then kill. Like, they start breaking down the order. And he goes, right. So then we'll rape them, then we'll eat them. And I'm like, yo, click, turn.
All right. So
because listen, the
All
darkness is there, but guess what? We're not that shit. We're not evil.
no,
We're the good guys.
Yeah.
We're the light in your life, right? So light up really bright. Ground yourself before you do it. Meditation is key. Love one another. Cook, plant, pet your cat more. Show more attention to those that you love, right? Because I was just joking with all that crazy shit. But don't get caught up in it. It's easy to.
Don't get caught up in sex in other dimensions. You
Yeah, and don't wait. On top of that, right? The whole eat me, drink me thing that they go through in Alice in Wonderland. Don't be eating and drinking stuff from other dimensions either.
Sure.
You know what happens then, right?
Don't wheel me away. I gotta see the button. I gotta put my wheels on stop.
There's no wheel locks on these. I made sure. I cut the brakes. We're all going to hell together. Sorry. I'm just having fun. See, Alex Jones used to drive me nuts, so I had to stop listening to him years and years ago. But he got me worked up to the point where I checked myself before I wrecked myself.
Yourself.
So
Okay.
at least it's good there.
Okay.
I love you guys, and girls.
I love everyone
ladies,
in the chat room.
gentlemen,
Thank you for your home remedies
family.
and thank you for the info. Please send it to me or give it to me or whatever you're gonna do. I love everybody. Do not have sex in other dimensions. We don't know what happens.
Well, you're the super spy. What have you been doing? You're gonna watch. She's out there doing it, and she's gonna be like, "Listen, I don't talk about it
sex in other
because
dimensions.
it's part of the job, you know." And
It's
I'm like,
part of
"Oh,
the
really?
job,
So,
yeah, okay.
so space hookers. That's what we're talking about now. Live long and prosper." Just kidding.
Space hookers. Okay. All right. I make the coffee. I cook the meals.
I chop the potatoes.
Now I gotta be a
what are
space.
they?
Now I gotta be a space hooker.
No. I just said space hookers.
When you were talking
You're
about
not
me,
a space hooker.
yeah,
I said I
okay.
don't know.
You don't know.
No,
you don't
because
know
it's
if
all
I'm a
secret
space-
spy shit. Listen, you like Black Widow. She'd be sleeping with 15.
She
foot
never
Anunnaki
slept
character.
with anybody. What do you?
She was sleeping with the Hulk. What do you? The Hulk.
She does not sleep.
He
with the
says. He says directly to her, "Hey, so how does that even work? I hope you guys aren't playing hide the cucumber."
But it can't work because he's the Hulk.
You can't have kids with her.
He can't have sex with her
Ah.
either because his heart rate goes up. That's why Ed Norton couldn't have sex with
Man, you
Betty.
don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
You
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
punch
You
him in the
don't
face.
know what's
I'm
going
gonna wait.
You hear that?
until-
She just threatened.
I am gonna
gonna
wait
punch you as
until
soon as
he
we're off air.
presses the button.
No,
and then
we're
I'm gonna
having fun. We're
Punch
just,
him. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna punch him.
she's gonna beat me with a stick. I love you guys so much. Just have some fun. We have fun all day, all night. She just runs out here. I love you. I love you too. This is the time to get all gooey.
I do love you. Stop being a retard.
Awesomeness, pure awesomeness coming soon.
Uh,
I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fearless family. So if you do have questions, comments, you want to hit me up, just let me know. Stop sending me stupid shit about the coronavirus. I don't care. I'm not even considering this. I don't care. Right? Like the whole political party thing. I don't care.
And if you walk away with one thing from tonight, do not have sex in other dimensions.
And if you happen to have sex in other dimensions,
Even if the Spanish lady in the supermarket likes you,
protect
alive,
your hammer of worthiness.
Protect your hammer of worthiness. You're in it. Yeah, I got your hammer right here. Okay. Push that button.
Thanks so much. Hey,
Love
stay
you.
fearless. And remember, the universe rewards bravery.
Yeah.
No, it does. It really, really does. So you should do that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Sons of the Sun are on their way. Very soon you'll be having great music from all of us.
Stop talking.
I can't. I had too much coffee.